Tonight's gonna be a tough one, y'all. Tonight is indeed gonna be a tough one. Let's start the dang show. Cut the music, cut the music. We can't come in here all hyped tonight. I can't provide the energy tonight. I need the Knicks to provide the energy for me. Because after what we had to go through last night as a community, as a fan base, they was really out there embarrassing all of us. That was a rough one. But the whole season's a marathon, so we have another opportunity tonight to sort of redeem themselves. Come out, handle business. Come on, man. It's the Charlotte Hornets. I tried to say the other night it's the San Antonio Spurs without Wemby, without Fox, without their head coach, Greg Popovich, and yet last night happened. We were all there. We laid witness to it. So tonight, handle your business. What else you want me to say? What else do you want me to say? Don't have the starters go like 0 for 13 outside of Karl-Anthony Towns. Don't do that. I mean, the Knicks are down Mitchell Robinson today because obviously he's not cleared to play back-to-back situations. I don't even want the lights on right now. Give me the normal lights. Give me the normal lights. I don't want the orange and blue sky lights. Not until y'all give me something to be hyped about. Because if you come into tonight, listen, I know, second night of a back-to-back, the travel has been crazy, all of the things. Sure, all of the things. Ain't nobody give a damn. We don't care. Not one bit. No. Like, you're playing some of the worst teams in the league right now. The schedule is favorable in terms of the opponents that you're playing. Yes, excuse me. Yes, the travel is rough, but, like, that's why you get the easier opponents. You know, it kind of should balance itself out that way. Yeah, you're without Jalen Brunson. I don't care. Tonight you're without Mitchell Robinson, so we're about to get a heavy dosage of Precious Achiuwa tonight, y'all. I hope y'all are ready. Are y'all ready? Because I'm not ready. I'm not ready for Precious Achiuwa tonight. I don't know. I had the MSG pregame on, and Alan Hahn was like, "Hey, maybe Tom Thibodeau can go deeper into the bench today." I'm like, "Come on, Hahn. You know that's not happening, right?" Like, what do you like? Come on, man. You an analyst. Like I know you're trying to toss it up for the fans, give them a little bit of hope, but we know what's going on tonight. We're gonna play 7, 8 dudes, 9 dudes. One of them gonna be Precious Achiuwa, so it might as well be like 8 dudes. You know what I mean? Like, maybe Campaign can hit a shot. Maybe Shaman's going to hit one of the 13 bricks he tossed up last night. Maybe he can hit at least one of those tonight. I don't know. Let's just get to the game, man. Hopefully they don't disappoint us and lose 2 in a row, right? During this stretch, we went through the stretch. They should have went on a 5-6 game winning streak in comparison to the opponents that they're playing. And yet they lose the San Antonio game, which means you can't afford to lose this game. This was the game. I was fully like, hey, they could lose this game because I get it. The second night of a back-to-back on the road. I get it. I'm with you. I get you. Right? I'll give you that one. Human element. It happens. No big deal. Scheduled loss. We'll shake on it. No big deal. Let's move past it. I'll take it. I'll take a loss tonight. But you lost to the Spurs, so now you can't afford to lose tonight. You lost what should have been the easy one, and then this one would have been the hard one, and yet you threw that one away. You threw that one away by not even trying to play defense that night. I know you're tired. I know it's a lot of travel. You know, I don't really care. I don't. You want me to care, but I don't really care. You're a professional basketball player. This is literally the only thing you have to do. The only thing you have to do is fly there, get your rest, get prepped, meet with literally some of the best trainers in the world, and then get ready for a basketball game. Like, I know you're probably physically tired. Like, there's not much you could do about that when you travel that much, like on the plane. Like, it just wears your body down. That's a human element to it. But at the same time, you with some of the best professional trainers in the world. You sleeping on great hotel rooms. You got chartered flights and everything. So I don't really want to hear it. I don't. I get the human element that you're tired. It's really not an excuse, though. You embarrassed yourselves last night. You got an opportunity to redeem yourselves tonight. Just go ahead and handle business. Let's not make it complicated. There's not a whole lot of analysis that I can bring to you here because it's the dang Charlotte Hornets. D-Don, what's up, D? Appreciate you. Early in the chat, appreciate you, D. There's not much I could give y'all. You know, usually, you know me, I like to come out, I like to make it a big deal. I mean, we get to watch our Knicks, which it's always a big deal to me, right? Because during the offseason, I go through Knicks withdrawals. So I like to appreciate the fact that we can come on and watch a Knicks game tonight. But just come out and handle business. This is the dang Charlotte Hornets. Let's not make this complicated. What's poppin', everybody? Nick Yak, what's up, Yak? Kinahara, what's up, Kinahara? Deuce McBride was questionable. He is in the starting lineup tonight. He will be playing. So the only player we're missing is obviously Jalen Brunson, who's still probably a week or two away, and Mitchell Robinson, because he can't play back-to-backs. El Tigre, what's up, El Tigre? Kinahara, Nick Yak, David Oz Jr., appreciate y'all. Mark, I saw earlier. Raymond Jacobs. D-Don, we just saw with the subscription. I appreciate you. Paul Dog NYC, House 71 Music, Carl Jean-Baptiste, Kay Hazy, Alyssa Lester, Karen, of course. Appreciate everybody. I appreciate y'all. Buzzer Beater, too. Buzzer Beater, I saw you, too, brother. Appreciate you guys. Tonight is the die-hard fans night. Only die-hard Knicks fans are tuning in for the game tonight. AP, what's up, AP? S Bleezy, what's up, S Bleezy? JD7, what's up, JD? Only the die-hard Knicks fans are tuning in for a Charlotte Hornets game, and we got college March Madness going on today. March Madness is tipping off. It's been on all day long. Instead of watching that, we're going to tune in to watch the garbage Knicks play against the garbage Hornets. So here we go. They tipped it off already. Let's get to the game. Josh Hart up top, tries to get over to Bridges, gets knocked out of bounds by LaMelo. Keenan Hart said also lining up for boarding and all that BS. Yeah, look, there's a human element to it. I get that. McBride to pull up three off the screen, comes up short. I get the human element of it. But at the same time, like, if that was the only thing I had to do that day was get prepared to play a basketball game for 2 hours, I think I'd be all right. I think I'd be able to power through the fatigue. You know what I mean? So as much as I want to give it to them, as Miles Bridges misses a layup, but Mark Williams right there, once a Laker, always a Laker, maybe. Mark Williams gets the offensive rebound and put back. They're going to get beat up on the boards tonight because Mark Williams is an excellent rebounder, and I don't know if I trust Precious Achiuwa to be able to keep him off the glass. Bridges, a mid-range pull-up jumper, can't get it to go. The Knicks missed their first 2 shots of the game. Hopefully that's not a bad omen as the game continues to go on. Bridges bringing it down against Josh Hart. Spin, scoop layup with the right hand, gets it to go. By the way, the Charlotte Hornets are also on the second night of a back-to-back, so I really don't want to hear the fatigue thing. I know the Knicks' schedule has been far more road-heavy, so they should be more tired. But I don't really, it's not an excuse. You got to just handle your business. That's all it really comes at. Just handle your business. Josh Hart coming to us right off the Anunoby screen. Up top, Anunoby catches, pump fakes. Now he's going to put it up. Can't get that one to go down. Fight for the rebound. We can't get to it. Daquan Jeffries, Nick legend, Daquan Jeffries, bringing it down. Swings it over to Bridges. Bridges on the left wing, back up top to Jeffries. Jeffries being guarded by Bridges. Don't let Jeffries go off on us. That'd be upsetting. He stepped back 3 over Bridges. I'm upset. You let Daquan Jeffries hit a step back 3 on you. All right. All right, here we go. Keenan Hart said, I was agreeing with you. Ball pros don't go through the same crap we do flying. Yeah. No, I knew where you're coming from. I get you, big dog. I get you, Keenan Hart. I'm just saying, like, I can't get onto it. As Towns, he knocks down the mid-range jumper. It wasn't off of one leg, so he did knock it down. Karl-Anthony Towns not shooting the one-legged mid-range fall-away jumper, the Dirk. He has not hit any of those all year, but he does knock down that little turnaround, face-up, mid-range jumper. A rare midi. Daquan Jeffries, another 3. Can't get that one to go, thank goodness. Fight for the loose ball. Mark Williams able to win out. Mark Williams has it in the right corner in a very, not very intense game at all as they call a foul on Towns, getting 2 hands on Mark Williams. He's falling out of bounds. Like, just don't touch him, brother. Everybody else is denying real well. He's stuck in the corner there. Just put your hands up. Deny. Why do you got to put your hands on him? Why? Look at him. He's pushing him. Why? Get your hands off of him. Just put your hands up. He's already fallen out of bounds. Everybody's denying. Like, that's the kind of mental, silly play that bothers me about Towns. Come on, brother. Come on. Y'all got me in a bad mood, so you have to work hard to get me in a good mood today. I can't give you the positivity today. As Daquan Jeffries attacks along the baseline, throws down a 2-handed slam. Don't let Daquan Jeffries couldn't even get off the bench for the Knicks. And yeah, here we go. Keenan Hart. Daquan Lushavili. Yeah, better not go off on this, but he's already up to 5 as Anunoby swoops to the basket for a righty layup. 9-4. I mean, it's nothing crazy, but 9-4. At least the Knicks are scoring a little bit more often. Everybody's getting in on the action. LaMelo ball down low to Mark Williams, and the defense has been putrid so far. 11 early points for the Charlotte Hornets. Literally no deterrence in the game right now. Nobody's hooping. Everybody looks exhausted and tired. As LaMelo trips up Deuce McBride, foul on LaMelo. Buzzer Beater said, who's starting? The normal starters, Deuce McBride, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, and Karl-Anthony Towns. As for the Hornets, it's LaMelo, it is Daquan Jeffries, it's Miles Bridges, it is Josh Green, and Mark Williams. Josh Hart along the right baseline, almost lost it, gets it back, puts up the righty hook shot, gets it to go down, little floater in the lane, okay. Offense, it will work itself out. Knicks are far more talented than this Hornets team and whatnot. And this Hornets team's been terrible all year. It's not like the Spurs who are well coached and whatnot. So I'm not worried about you putting up points and scoring on this Hornets team, but guard them. Good defense there on the pick and roll. Towns able to guard Mark Williams well. He misses the lefty hook shot. Bridges on the right wing, attacking, kicks it out to Anunoby in the left corner, catches, jab step, going along the baseline, bully balls his way to the basket, he gets fouled, he's going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws, and I love OG Anunoby putting his head down against the foul line. He's been doing that a whole lot more lately as we're inching closer towards the playoffs. Been doing that a whole lot more. Keenan Hart said, I can't recall which Wiggins went off on us. Aaron Wiggins from the Thunder. I don't think Andrew Wiggins ever went off on us. David said, insider predicting Detroit basketball upset the Knicks in the first round. We calling Udonis Haslem an insider? Come on, man. That's Udonis Haslem. Now, a lot of people are going with the Pistons, which is fine. That's where I'd rather be. As a Knicks fan, I'm more comfortable being the underdog. I'm more comfortable people counting out the Knicks. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Michael Brown, what's up, Michael? Michael Rogers, what's up? 2 Michaels in the chat. Buzzbeater said it was Andrew. Andrew Wiggins? Have we even played Andrew Wiggins the last couple of years? Anunoby ends up fouling Mark Williams. Where's my moving screen on Mark Williams? Come on, man. Can't just be standing in the way, moving with that screen. Michael Rogers said, why do we have to start off slow in each game? Missing the captain. Missing the captain. Honestly, that it could be just as simple as that. LaMelo misses a floater. Towns with the rebound. Here comes Josh Hart, bringing it down. Has it up top. Being guarded by Ball. Trying to feed it down low to Bridges. Can't get it to him, so they swing it over to Towns. Towns being guarded by Jeffries. Towns looking to attack out of the perimeter like he's a guard. Why are we playing Karl-Anthony Towns like this? McBride left corner 3, can't get it to go. Why are we playing Karl-Anthony Towns like he's a guard? Why does he have it by the 3-point line between his legs, dancing with it, hesitation move? Like, why are we doing that? Like, yeah, he can do that on occasion against a certain matchup, against a set defense where he's got the advantage. Why are we doing that when he... Come on, man. Tibbs, what are we doing, guys? Knicks, what are we doing? As Miles Bridges just tosses it up at the basket, knowing Mark Williams is down there, I'm going to grab the offensive rebound and put it back in. And the Knicks are getting killed on the glass by Mark Williams so far. Anunoby walks into a pull-up 3, comes up short. And a foul on Seth Curry, fouling Mikal Bridges, fighting for the rebound. Nick Yak said if Detroit plays good, they will move up to 5 or 4. We play 6. Yeah, I'm not really worried about the Knicks dropping out of 3. They're kind of solidly at 3. And the 4, 5, and 6 are separated by a game. So we'll see who ends up at 6. It may not even be Detroit. Detroit will probably rise up. Could be Milwaukee. Could be Milwaukee. Of those 3 teams, I feel like Milwaukee's playing the worst of the 3. Not that they're playing bad, but of those 3, Indiana, I think, has been playing the best, followed by Detroit, closely behind them. And Milwaukee has just kind of been living off of Giannis and Dame this whole season. Bridges has it up top. Who's checked in? McGowan's? Is that McGowan's? Bridges driving to his right, snaking it back to his left hand, gets tripped up, and another foul. This is slow, sloppy, ugly game. Nothing crisp, nothing fun so far. Like, I'm looking for something. And my man, High Vibe, appreciate you, High Vibe. My 2 teams, hopefully y'all win, though, because of flag. Yeah, I mean, it's better for y'all to tank it out. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know where to go tonight. I don't know where the Knicks are going to go tonight. Bridges has it. Little follow-away jumper in the paint. Gets it to go. And a timeout from the Hornets. Okay, early timeout from the Hornets. 10-13. It's only a 3-point game, and I feel like the Knicks have been pretty ugly. Nothing stands out. I wish I could give y'all something. I wish I could give y'all the energy that, you know, I always like to give. I like to make everything a big deal. Whole lot of nothing so far. Whole lot of just... That's all I got for y'all tonight. AP reminding people with the thumbs up, yes. I'm not expecting a large turnout for this game. Not going to lie to y'all. I mean, this game is for the die-hard Knicks fans, man. This game is not for the weak of heart. Right? You got the March Madness tournament going on. It is a 7 o'clock start time, slightly earlier. It is a Thursday night game where there's going to be another Thursday TNT game going on. Is the Knicks, who've been playing bad without their best player, and the Charlotte Hornets, one of the worst teams in the league. So it is a recipe for a horrible game tonight. But of course, we're Knicks fans, so we're going to check it out because that's what we do. Because we're psychos. Because that's what we do. We don't miss games. We watch every single game. We watch every single game. Yak said 122, 112 Knicks. I'll take a win any way we can get it. Chris, what's up, Chris? Christopher Galich. I wish I could pronounce your last name, Chris. Christopher, what's up, Chris? Lionel Monis, what's up, Lionel? Not missing my Knicks, good or bad? True. Listen, I sat through Shane Larkin as the starting point guard for the Knicks for a full 82 games. Yak said yesterday's game didn't help the weak-ass fans. No, it did not. No, it did not. And look, I get it, man. I get it. Like, I get being upset and frustrated and angry and whatnot. So, you know, if I wasn't during the show with y'all, what would happen is I would have the game, like, probably on my phone while I had March Madness up on the TV. Like, I would just keep an eye on the game every now and again while watching actual decent basketball tonight. But, you know, I'm watching the game regardless. We're watching the game regardless. James, what's up, James? We cannot lose this game. No way will I accept that. Yeah, man. I mean, I was saying the same thing about that Spurs game. David said, going to be a big offseason. Giannis in orange and blue, it's coming. I doubt it. I think the time for Giannis being a Knick has passed. If he wanted to be a Knick, he should have made it happen years ago. A year or two ago, you know? Should have made it happen a year or two ago. Carl said, the players don't even seem interested. There's a lack of spice. Yeah, it is very, very evident that this game is lacking intensity. A playoff preview matchup, this is not. Josh Hart ends up fouling Daquan Jeffries. Whistles flying abound here tonight. Alyssa said, Knicks win 124-98. I love the positivity, Alyssa. I really do. Yak said, I'm seeing who steps up, and my son McBride better get going. I mean, he was questionable tonight. I put in the chat earlier before the show started, I probably would have just rather you rest him. Like, if he's got a sore groin, just rest him. Give Tyler Cole like 20 minutes. It's the Charlotte Hornets. They're starting the Daquan Jeffries. Daquan Jeffries was the 15th man on the Knicks the last 2 years. And the Hornets are starting him. You can live playing Daquan Jeffries. I mean, you can live playing Tyler Kolek tonight. You should be able to live without Deuce McBride. You know what I mean? Give him the rest. Especially if he's not 100%. Anunoby's going to launch and fire another three, and this time he knocks it down. All right, our first three of the game. Daquan Jeffries did knock down both of his free throws, by the way. Justice's dad. What's up, Justice? OG has to have a big night. Somebody's got to have a big night. Could be anybody. I mean, OG is the guy. He's got 7 points already. He's the guy who's getting going a little bit. LaMelo coming down the lane, puts up the floater. Too long, can't get it to go. Josh Hart with the rebound. Shot out of cannon is Josh Hart, bringing it down. Gets it over to Anunoby. Anunoby's had the hot hand for the Knicks. He's going to Euro down the lane, lefty layup, and they're going to give him the and one, baby. OG Anunoby's hooping. He is hooping. Give him the and one. AB said McBride is hurt again. Yeah, he got kneed in the groin last night against San Antonio. I don't know if you remember the play. I think it was Keldon Johnson. Came in flying, hit him with the knee to the groin. McBride went down. Wasn't great, but, you know, he stayed in the game, and it's fine. It's probably just bruised. Like, that's tough. But, like, just give him the rest then. Give him the rest. It's the dang Charlotte Hornets, second night of a back-to-back. Give him the rest. Allow him to rest it up. This Precious Achiuwa. Our guy, Precious Achiuwa, baby. Come on, Precious. We need a big night, big dog. No Mitchell Robinson. We need a big night. Keen Hart said, yes, exactly. If he's questionable, send him to the gynecologist and give us Kolek. Yeah, literally any other team would do that. Literally 29 other teams would do that. On the second night of a back-to-back, you got a player that's questionable. McBride, great defense on LaMelo, forcing the miss as he was attacking the basket. Achua comes flying in for the rebound, and they call a foul on Yusuf Nurkic. Pushing off. Kinara, we want Tyler. It's March Madness. Yes, yes. Hendrik Reyes said it looks like they have reached the point where they are done playing for Tibbs. I don't know if I'd go that far. I don't know. You'd have to see an extended run of that, Hendricks. I don't think that'd be the case. This team has too many leaders to quit on the head coach or anything like that. That's definitely excessive. Definitely excessive. Shamit checks in. Chris said, Knicks way too soft to give a night off. I don't know if it's soft. I don't know what's soft about it. I would say that the Knicks are too, specifically one person, is too hard-headed to think long-term. You know what I mean? Yak said it's going to be pain. Of course it's going to be pain. Like I said, Alan Hahn had talked about in the pregame, like, hey, second night of a back-to-back, on the road a lot, no Mitchell Robinson, McBride questionable. Maybe Tom Thibodeau would dig deeper into the bench tonight. We know he's not going to do that. Like, it's a non-starter. I don't even know why it has to be a discussion to talk about. Josh Hart kicks it out to Bridges. Bridges out to Achua. Achua attacking to his left. Kicks it out to Josh Hart. Josh Hart has it up top. Shot clock down to 8. He's coming to his left off the Achua screen, dancing with it. A pull-up 3 on the left wing, Josh Hart. And, of course, that's a 3 he knocks down. Okay, Josh. All right, we'll take it. We'll take it. 19-15. Bridges has it up top. Euro stepping down the lane, puts up a tough floater over Josh Hart. He gets it to go. Good defense from Josh Hart. Didn't matter. Didn't matter. Mark said, sit down, Precious. I know Mitchell Robinson. He's with no aerial hook 40, no Mitchell Robinson. That's the guy he's going to go to. Shamit lines up a 3 and misses it wide right. Shamit like 0 for 14 for his last 14 shots, man. Like, I feel like it's been forever since we've seen Shamit hit a jump shot. Good defense there. He knocks the ball out of bounds on Miles Bridges' drive. 4:30 to go here in the first quarter. It's 19-17. Keenan Hart said, Tibbs too long-headed to be open-minded. Yeah, man, it's rough. It's rough. It's really difficult to defend Tom Thibodeau. We know he's a good coach, but his deficiencies, man, are rearing their ugly head in the worst way this season. Seth Curry knocks down a mid-range pull-up jumper over Hart. Decent contest. He knocked him down anyway. Great shooter. He's got great genes. Bridges gets it over to Hart. Hart catches and pump fakes. They go for the defense, for the floater, and then Josh Hart throws a lob to Precious Achua, who wasn't ready for it. As Shamit causes a turnover, Bridges, home run pass to Achua. He's got to chase down the rebound. And it's a 2 attack. What? Precious, it's a 2-on-1. Go to the basket, and the Knicks miss a shot. Oh my goodness, man. Hendrik Ray said, "Play Tucker for Shamit." I don't really need to see that because Shamit's at least playing good defense. Play Tucker for PJ for Precious Achua. Miles Bridges tosses up an air ball. What was that? What was that fast break? What was that fast break? They throw the lob over to Precious Achua. He catches it. Yusuf Nurkic is the only guy back. Josh Hart's there, and Josh Hart's got his palms up in the air. Like, what are you doing, Precious? You're just standing with the ball? Waiting for the defense to come back? Attack! Bridges has it up top, coming to his left off the Achua screen, over to McBride, extra pass to Hart. Hart back to Bridges. Bridges swing through to his right, driving it down, across the lane, kicks it out to McBride. McBride has it up top, gets it over to Achua, back to McBride, a pull-up 3 for Deuce. With the shot clock winding down, can't get it to go. Nurkic with the rebound. He's bringing it, gets it over to Nick Smith Jr., bringing it down. Quick crossover to his right. Scoop layup with the right hand. Goes right past Shamit. A beautiful move from Nick Smith Jr. Nobody else on the help side. And a wide open layup for Nick Smith Jr. Buzzer Beater said, "Where's Moses Brown? He's down there in the G League, man. Hooping it up. Hooping it up. Down there for Westchester." McBride has it up top to Josh Hart. Hands it off to Bridges. Bridges being guarded by Curry. Coming to his right off the Achua screen, driving it down. A lot of contact. Kicks it out to Josh Hart, right through his hands. Out of bounds. Shot clock violation, all the things. And the ball will go back to the Hornets right after this timeout break, though. Right after this timeout break. Oh, Roy Valentino. What's up, Roy? They have quit on Thibodeau. I don't know if they quit on him, man. I mean, this is definitely a rough point in the schedule in terms of travel and all the things, so you know they're going to be tired. You have to give that another week to see what they look like in a week. I don't think they quit on Thibodeau. I don't think they're not playing hard. I think they're playing hard. I just think they're playing extremely idiotic. They're playing tired and really dumb. You know, playing tired and really dumb. David said, play Tucker over Precious. I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it. Yeah. I wouldn't mind it. I mean, at this point, is there anything Precious Achiuwa is going to do positive out there, man? Keenan Hart said, guess what? The Nick dog pound be missing the simulation. I mean, we wouldn't really miss the simulation if Ariel Hugporty doesn't roll the ankle. You know? When does Ariel Hugporty come back? Like, how come nobody's talking about Ariel Hugporty's return? When does he come back? Are they just out? Are they just like, you're ruled out for the rest of the year? Literally haven't heard anything about Ariel Hugporty. He should be the backup center when Mitchell Robinson can't play on the second night of a back-to-back. AP said, unless he has a good playoff, I don't know if Precious is coming. Oh, Precious is, it was never intended for Precious to come back, AP. As a matter of fact, I think it was intended when they signed him to the contract to be traded at the deadline. Because when they traded for him, they had him waive his no-trade clause before they signed the contract. So I think the expectation was like, well, we'll bring you back because we don't really have a better option out there to sign during the summer, during free agency. So we'll bring you back because you were with the team already and you played decently last year and you showed some promise. So we'll bring you back and you waived the no-trade clause and we'll see how the season goes. And clearly he's not coming back. He's gone, long gone. I mean, you got Hugporty. Part of the reason why you feel comfortable trading Sims at this point is you kind of reshuffle the deck in terms of having a young center to develop by now shipping out the young center you developed in Jericho Sims, who's going to spend the rest of his career probably as a third-string center. Maybe he'll develop into a backup center. Maybe. We'll see. He definitely has the tools for it. Not counting out the simulation yet, but shout out Jericho Sims. But the reason why you felt comfortable moving on from him is because of what you saw from Ariel Hugporty, you know, and then Hugporty rolls his ankle and he's out. So Yak said, remember, we don't need Brunson. Yeah, people were definitely overreacting after like 2 games without Brunson. Like, oh, look how good the team's playing without Brunson, the ball movement. Mikal Bridges is scoring again. And it's like, yeah, that's great. Until you realize, oh, damn, like in the dog days like this, I need my superstar to step up and just win the game for us. So, Justice's dad said Hug might be suspended. Who knows? I don't think he's suspended. I mean, I think that would be reported. Justice's dad said 6 to 8 weeks when Hug got, oh, it wasn't an ankle. It wasn't it like in a, it was like something in his knee, right? So, definitely going to be out for a long time. So, probably out for the season. As Yusuf Nurkic just bullies his way to the basket and knocks down a righty hook shot over Achiuwa. A little over 2 minutes to go. Towns has checked back in. Anunoby fires a left wing 3. Can't get that one to go. Fight for the rebound. Good box down and rebound from Miles Bridges. He's going to push the pace. Hit ahead to Green. Green down low to Nurkic. And Anunoby jumped in front, knocked the ball loose. That's some good defense right there. Achiuwa up top to Towns is the trailer. He catches and pump fakes. Now he's going to look to attack. Euro stepping down against Nurkic. Puts up the floater. Can't get it to go. A lot of contact. Where's my blocking foul? World will never know. Nick Smith Jr. shot out of a cannon, pushing the other way. Kicks it out to Nurkic. Has it up top. I'd be forgetting Yusuf Nurkic is on this Hornets team. Miles Bridges pump fakes. Kicks it out Nurkic. That's the guy they want shooting. A straightaway 3, and he knocks it down because, of course, he does. Meniscus, really not great. Yes, meniscus tear, that's what it was. It's obviously a better situation than like an ACL tear, but meniscus tear is still obviously a big deal, big injury, which is not great. Not great for a guy who has had numerous knee injuries in his career already when he was playing with the Australian League. Shaman misfires in another 3. Hornets bringing it down, gets it over to Bridges. Bridges dancing with it against Achiuwa. Kicks it out to Nick Smith Jr., being guarded by McBride. Coming to his right. Off a screen, bounce past the Josh Green, puts up a 3, stands still, wide open straightaway 3. I mean, this team is just, oof, man, they look rough out there, I'm not going to lie. 26 to 19, under a minute to go. McBride up top to Towns. Towns gets it over to Anunoby. Anunoby kicks it out to Achiuwa. Achiuwa, a right wing 3, bricks it off the backboard. Breaks it off the back of the backboard. That's what we're doing. Precious Achiuwa, right wing 3s. That's what we're cooking right now. That's what we're cooking with. Nurkic down low, righty hook shot, can't get it to go, but that's because he was fouled by Precious Achiuwa. Angela Harding, what's up, Angela? Keenan Hart said a lot of dummies wanted Mitch traded. Yeah. David said McCullough needs to be up now. I mean, he came off of the knee surgery. I don't think they have any plans of bringing up anytime soon. Like the earliest you will see him, he'll probably play Summer League. Remember, he didn't play Summer League at all. He'll probably play Summer League, and then we'll see what he looks like come next season for the preseason. And hopefully he's a part of the rotation next year. Similar situation with Dadier. Like it's just how it is, man. It's just how it is. When is your head coach? That's how it is. The McCullough thing is more about the injury, though. It's more about the injury. The expectation was that he wasn't going to play at all this year. So the fact that he's playing with the G League is great. The fact that he's hooping now is even better. But Campaign is in, by the way. He has it up top. The Knicks with Campaign, Anunoby, Towns, Achua, and Shamet out there. Towns backing down. Miles Bridges stops. One-legged fall-away jumper along the baseline comes up well short. I could have told you. I could have told you before he even shot that thing that wasn't going to go in. That wasn't going to go in. Terrible shot. 3 seconds to go. Bridges has it up top, attacking to his right, and Achua knocks it out of his hands. Comes up with a steal at the end, and that's going to be the end of our first quarter, 27-19. Knicks continue to struggle to score the basketball. Hattie, what's up, Hattie? Roy said, watch how they're playing. The last 4 games, they're playing like they waiting for the bench to help, but Tibbs is not doing. Yeah, I mean, look, man, when things aren't working, you like, right? I hate this quote, but the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. I don't know what Tom Thibodeau is like. He's going to watch this team throw away another game against the Hornets tonight and just like, we just got to play harder. It's like, I'm sorry, man. Do you have a team of 15 guys or a team of 8 guys? There's a reason why they expanded the bench. It wasn't just to get more players NBA contracts. No, it was because it's difficult to play in modern basketball. The pace is really fast. The athleticism is crazy. The demand for it is a lot taxing on your body. That's why, what's it called? Injury management? No. That's why sitting players is started to go on. So, coaches have begun to dig deeper into their benches. The Thunder do it. The Cavs do it. The Celtics do it. Literally all the great teams in the league do it. The Rockets do it. And Ime Udoka is similar to Tibbs, where he don't want to play guys a whole lot, but he'll dig deeper into his bench. Mark said tough without Brunson. Yeah. Look, man, if this team was without Karl-Anthony Towns and had Jalen Brunson, I'd feel very confident that they'd be able to pull off this game tonight. There were people earlier in the season who were like, Karl-Anthony Towns our best player. I'm like, what? How quickly do you forget? Did Jalen Brunson did him having 5 straight 40-point games in the playoffs not prove anything to you? Missing your best player is rough. Yes, having a ridiculous road schedule is rough. Okay, but I still need you to beat the dregs of the league. You still have more than enough talent, JA3, what's up, Jay? Frustrating, man? Yeah, I get it. Y'all can hear it in my voice. I'm sorry if I'm not as positive as I normally am. You guys know I try to bring the positivity. But, we all got 2 eyes. We see what's going on. We got 2 eyes. Down low to Diabite, gets fouled by Precious Achua. And Precious Achua is frustrated. Oh, there's a whole lot of frustration going on down low. Anunoby and Achua, palms to the sky, frustrated with each other. I like it. I want to see the team get frustrated. I want to see them get angry. Be angry at each other. Nothing's going right. I don't want to see y'all being like, oh, man, we just got to play hard. No, be frustrated at each other. Where are you? Help me out here. Help me out. Help me. Roy said that's why they stopped playing for the coach. I don't know if it's that, Roy. You can't say that after 1 game. You know what I mean? I get where you're going. They're definitely lacking intensity today. So I get why you're saying it, but you will know when a team has quit on a coach. Look at the Phoenix Suns play basketball. You will know. Daniel Berry Sports, what's up, Daniel? This isn't that. This is a tired and frustrated team. Are they frustrated with the coach? Time will tell. We're going to have to wait and see what the next couple of games look like. But listen, when Jalen Brunson gets back, and they're going to put together, like, as Towns spins towards the baseline and knocks down a nice little finger roll. When Brunson's going to get back, they're going to win a couple of games. They're going to look a lot better. They're going to be a lot spunkier. It's going to be like an injection of energy into the team. LaMelo swoops to the basket, knocks down a ready layup. And all of a sudden, it's going to be like, hey, look, they're the Knicks again. They're playing hard again, you know. So Anunoby tries to bounce it down low to Achua, kickball on Nurkic. Hendrick says, why do people act like they weren't losing even with Brunson? Because they had like the 5th best record in the NBA, brother. I don't know what you've been watching, man, but might have to zoom back up to 2025 and realize that the Knicks were one of the best teams in the league. Like they were like the 4th best team in the league. They call it goaltending on Nurkic. Whole lot of commotion. Not knowing what's going on. And the head coach is going to challenge. Coach Lee is going to challenge. Hendricks says you don't believe that? It's not something to believe, Hendricks. That is literally a fact, my brother. That is literally a fact. Are you going to close your eyes to what is present in the world, my man? Knicks are 43-25. Literally one of the best records in the NBA, my man. Like, yeah, it's frustrating and they're losing a lot now. That's not what the season has been overall, my man. I don't know where you've been, but that's not what we've been watching all year. They definitely weren't losing the way they're losing now when Jalen Brunson was playing. It definitely was not happening. Jay said, I saw a very interesting post on X today. 24 Knicks team versus the 25 team. Who would win in a 7-game series? Fully healthy, both sides fully healthy, the 25 team. I feel very confident in saying that. This year's team is definitely better than last year's team, fully healthy. Hard to say that because they haven't been fully healthy all year long. They've missed Mitch all year. Then Mitch comes back. You lose Brunson. And so Towns dealing with the hand thing, dealing with the knee thing. Anunoby dealt with the foot thing. You know, you could say the same thing about last year's team. I recognize that. Randall was out. Anunoby dealt with an injury. All the things. Mitchell Robinson was out last year too, so all the things. AP says last year's team was better. Last year's team was grittier and more defensive-minded, and that can make you a more consistent team. But this year's team is more talented. Here's the thing. Here's the thing where I'll push back on it. Is Tom Thibodeau the head coach of both sides? Because Tom Thibodeau, last year's team was very much a Tom Thibodeau's team. And so he knew what buttons to push in order to get that team to get to the next level. This year's team is not a Tom Thibodeau team. This is obviously an offensive-minded team that can be good enough defensively, and that is not Tom Thibodeau's ethos, which is why you're seeing the fact that he can't maximize this roster. You know, like, how do you play Precious Achiuwa and Josh Hart at the same time? Literally no other team would do that. Every other coach would be like, oh, we can't play those two guys together. They're not synergistic at all. There's nothing about those two guys that works well together. Achiuwa in a vacuum, in a separate lineup, yeah, that could work. Josh Hart obviously is great. We want to play in 30 minutes a night, maybe not 45, maybe not 40, maybe 30 is good, 25 to 30. But Tom Thibodeau coaching both sides, last year's team probably wins it. But literally a head coach that can maximize this year's team would beat last year's team. But you know, Keno Hart said Phoenix is definitely quiet quitting. Yeah, 2 years in a row for Phoenix. 2 years in a row for Phoenix. Buzzer Beater said, how do you stay positive and energetic when the Knicks play like crap? I don't know, man. I like basketball. I like my Knicks. And I think generally in life, I try to attack things with a positive mindset just because there's a whole lot of negativity in the world. And if you allow sports to be the thing that continues to make things negative in your life, things get real weird, real weird. Patrick Thomas said Tibbs needs to go deeper into his bench. He does. We know this, Patrick. We know this. We've all been saying it, right? We've all been rooting for Huck Porty all year. We've all been rooting for Dadier to get some time all year. We've all been rooting for Kolik to get some time all year. Like, just try him out. There's no way Dadier is going to be as bad as Shaman's been, you know? And they call an offensive foul on the Hornets. Ball's going to go back to the Knicks. Did they give him the goaltend? They did not. They called it an offensive interference on Achiuwa, actually. So the 2 points get taken away. 21-30. AP said, Karl-Anthony, Towns, and Bridges should be enough. What are the Spurs and this team? Yeah, they should be enough. And Anunoby, McBride's good enough. As Towns gets into the lane and puts up a floater. Like, Towns did his job last night. It was everybody else who kind of let him down. LaMelo kicks it out to Nick Smith Jr. Tagging to his right, spinning to his left. Follow-away jumper over Payne. Can't get it to go. Towns with the rebound. Here comes Cam Payne. K. Hazy said, I think you mean the top 3 teams. They've beaten plenty of good teams. They have. AP said, Chevy isn't old enough to remember the good Knicks teams we saw in the 90s. This is the best version of the franchise he's seen. Yeah, it is the best version of the franchise I've seen. I really didn't start watching the Knicks on a nightly basis until like 07, 08. And, so I literally came up at a time where the Knicks were terrible. The Knicks were horrible. I mean, I've gone back to watch games from the golden years, for sure. I did read Blood in the Garden, so I know all about the 90s teams. I've watched games from the 90s teams, but obviously I didn't live through it. But yeah, this is literally the best Knicks tenure I've seen, outside of 1 year in 2013 where the Knicks made it to the second round, and we know how that ended. D. Grant said, looks like the Knicks are in trouble again. Yes, it does. 10 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Buzzer Beater said, how many games did the Knicks have fully healthy roster? Not many. Not many, if any. Maybe the start of last year was the last time they were fully healthy. I think, yeah. Start of last year was when they were fully healthy. That was obviously before the Anunoby trade and all of that. By the time they traded for Anunoby, Robinson was out for most of the year. So Diabate, a straightaway 3, comes up short, can't get it to go. Payne comes in for the rebound. Home run pass to Anunoby, a terrible pass from Payne. Anunoby able to save it, gets it right back to Anunoby, extra pass to Bridges. Bridges up top to Shaman. Shaman swings it over to Payne. Good rotations from the Hornets. The Knicks just got to let one of those passes fly. They try to sneak it down low to Bridges, come to the basket. Towns ends up with a loose ball, flips up a righty hook, can't get it to go, and the Hornets secure a rebound. Sloppy play all around. AP said, just imagine if fate was different and Pat Riley stayed with the Knicks. Yeah. As Bridges knocks down a lefty floater. Yeah, I mean, they don't go through a 20-year drought of being horrendous, for sure. But as Towns hit Bridges cutting back door, a beautiful pass from Towns. Beautiful pass. Mark said, they're 100% looking for 3. When we can't get it, they force one inside. I mean, they're looking for 3 because they don't have a whole lot of creators out there. Bridges isn't the greatest creator. Anunoby isn't the greatest creator. Cam Payne can struggle. But then also, they got Precious Achiuwa out there. He's not out there now. They subbed him out finally. Or Josh Hart, one of the two. And in that case, the player guarding them are just going to leave them wide open because we don't care if those guys catch it out on the perimeter. And so somebody's always in the paint. Somebody's always in the paint as a rim deterrent, waiting for you to go to the basket. And when that happens, you're forced to kick it back out. And, so, yeah, they're hunting for a 3, but also defenses are guarding the Knicks where it's like, yeah, we'll allow Shaman to shoot. Bridges hasn't been the greatest three-point shooter this year. We'll allow Bridges to shoot a contested 3. Even Anunoby, we'll allow Anunoby to shoot a contested 3. Takes him a little while to line it up. We can rotate back out to him, Towns has it up top, being guarded by Diabate. Towns down the lane, puts up a tough floater off glass, can't get it to go. He's looking for a foul. You're not going to get that foul, Towns. You're not going to get that foul. Get back on defense. Daquan Jeffries pushing it the other way. Down the lane, layup off glass, can't get it to go. But Mark Williams right there for a floater because Towns didn't get back fast enough because he was too busy arguing with the ref. Susan, what's up, Susan? AP said when Stan Van Gundy failed in Miami, Riley fired him for underachieving. Yeah, because Riley has no loyalty to any. Like, you win. His loyalty is to winning. The thing that makes me most nervous about this front office, and I said this before about Julius Randle, part of my nervousness with this front office is like everything they've done has worked out and has been very smart and has been rooted in having a plan. And I've been down with that, which is great. The Knicks down by 9, by the way. in this putridly, horribly played game. And I've been down with that. I've been down with this front office and the decisions they've made and all of that. I was always nervous going back a couple of years. Like, they'll never move off of Randle because of the relationship that Randle and Leon Rose have. Leon Rose was obviously Randle's agent before he became president of the Knicks. So I was like, my nervousness, my queasiness came from the fact that I was like, I don't know if Leon Rose is going to be able to separate the familial ties he has with Randle to business and be able to ship him out when the time comes. He proved me wrong this summer. Shipped him out for Towns. Thought I'd never see it. Thought I'd never see a Julius Randle trade. I thought it was far more likely that Randle was going to get frustrated with the organization prioritizing Brunson over him and him end up leaving in some kind of sign and trade in the offseason. That did not happen. They ended up trading him. But that nervousness is still creeping in because there's the whole Tom Thibodeau thing. Obviously, the relationship between Leon Rose and Tom Thibodeau has been there for decades. Not just years, not just this Knicks tenure. It's been there for decades. And Leon Rose knows that Tom Thibodeau's dream job was to be the head coach of the Knicks. And Tom Thibodeau's done a good enough job to show everybody, like, hey, I'm still a good coach. I'm good. You know? So the reasoning for firing Tom Thibodeau isn't that he's a bad coach. It's easy to fire a bad coach. It's hard to fire a good coach. The argument against it is like, well, if you underachieve, if we give you the roster that can be a championship roster and you underachieve, that's a fireable offense. That's a fireable offense when it's a business relationship. I don't know if it's a fireable offense when it's a familial relationship. And that's the queasiness I have. Does this front office have the stones to make the move that I think we all think is the next big move to make? It's not a player move. It's not a big roster move. It's the head coach now. I think it's time to move on from the head coach, which is fine. We say it all the time. Salute Tibbs for everything he's done. He's brought back stability to this franchise, helped establish a culture, helped establish a baseline of like at least being competent and good with this team and with this organization. He did his part. He did his part. He's probably not going to be the guy to take us over the hump. And hopefully, because you don't know how long championship windows last. You don't. So hopefully it doesn't take this front office long to figure that out and we don't end up wasting a year or two, you know? Not to say that this year is a lost year because we still got the whole playoffs to go, man. Get healthy, get into the playoffs, who knows? Maybe they'll figure it out, everything will click, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, remember when the sky was falling in March? Let's let the season continue to play out. But I think we all at this point feel very similar about the head coaching situation. Right? We talk about it all the time. Cheated Mia said, because it's not a championship roster, it very well could be. Maybe it's not, maybe it is, but they're literally right on the cusp of that. Literally right on the cusp of that. I think another coach coming in and unlocking the full potential of this roster could open the eyes up of a lot of people who don't feel that way. But the Knicks literally have all the ingredients of being a championship roster. 2 stout wing defenders, rim deterrent to Mitchell Robinson, an absolutely offensive force at the center position with one of the most unique skill sets in Karl-Anthony Towns, and literally a dynamic all-NBA point guard, which is one of the most, if not the most important position in the NBA. So, yeah, they have all the ingredients of being a championship roster. Does it all fit? Can the head coach make it fit? All of the things. All of the questions are still there because Tom Thibodeau has not answered any of them. Hasn't answered any of them. Nick Yak said, would we rather have Randle and Dante or Cat? I didn't want the trade, but he has been great this year and need to see Brunson and Mitch. Yeah, I mean, look, in the long term, something that people don't take into account because they just see the players because that's all. As fans, that's all we need, right? As fans, that's all. That's all that concerns us because as Anunoby comes up with a huge block over Miles Bridges. Love to see it. Love to see it. Also, Knicks did score a basket, 27-34. I'm too busy ranting about the coaching staff to even call the game right now. As Payne fires a straightaway 3, can't get it to go. Anunoby chases down the offensive rebound. What was I talking about? Hold on, download the Towns. Towns bully balling his way to the basket. No goaltend. Towns is very upset. Get back on defense as the Hornets pushing the other way. The trade. Yeah, part of the reason, as the Hornets knocked down a 3, cool, that's fun, giving them a 10-point lead. From DeQuan Jeffries, of all people. Part of the thing with the trade, the cat trade for Randall and DiVincenzo is the money, right? Is the money situation. Julius Randle has a player option, and he is likely going to look to sign a hefty, hefty deal when the time comes. And the Knicks and Julius Randle were in contract negotiations to extend him. And by every report, negotiations didn't go all that well. They were very far apart in what they wanted to do. Mikal Bridges comes up with a steal, which is nice. Knicks still down. They have 27 points halfway through the second quarter. Let's just get the win. Let's just hang out and talk. And when stuff pops off, I'll let y'all know. But this is ugly. As Josh Hart misses another shot. The contract situation. Yes, if the Knicks ended up signing Randall and kept DiVincenzo, they didn't want to give up DiVincenzo. If they could have made the Towns trade without giving up DiVincenzo, they would have. Timberwolves demanded DiVincenzo. The Randall thing. The Randall contract was coming up, right? I know people make a big stink about Towns' contract, but the thing about Towns is he's already on the books. He's locked in for 4 more years. Randall, the contract was going to come. And who would you rather pay? Would you rather pay Julius Randle $45-50 million a year? Would you rather pay Towns $55-60 million a year? I'd rather pay Towns. Also, the Knicks didn't have a center. We've gone through this. The trade needed to happen now. It was not going to be available later. So it was the best move at that time. AB said, the reason Cat is here is because he's Leon's friend. The reason Cat is here is because Hartenstein is a Benedict Arnold, and he left the team. They don't make the Towns trade unless Hartenstein comes back. Jay said, look what happens when you give Jeffries minutes. Yeah, he's a decent player. Can knock down a shot here and there, you know. You're going to hear me say very similar things about Dadier, about Kolek. If you give them minutes, they will perform. But instead, we got to force feed Campaign and Landry Shamet all season long and not even try the young guys. Anunoby to the lane. They call a charge on Anunoby. Diaby takeoff out of the basket, by the way, knocked down both of his free throws. It's 39-27. 27 points for the Knicks in the first half here. Jeez. Mark said down 12. I don't even care about down 12, Mark. They got 27 points, man. 27. AP said there's a whole bunch of Isaiah Hartensteins out there. We got one. His name is Moses Brown. Who do y'all think Moses Brown is? There are 30 teams in the NBA. Y'all know this, right? There are 30 teams in the NBA that can sign Moses Brown yesterday. The reason why nobody has signed him is because that man can't guard a pick and roll to save his life. Like, are you guys so enamored with scoring points that you think that Moses Brown is going to be the savior? Can Moses Brown contribute to a team winning a basketball game? Sure. Is Moses Brown going to help you in the long term? No, he is not. There's obviously something wrong with Moses Brown that literally every other team that's ever had him on their roster, ever had him in their G League, on their G League team, have said, nah, we're good. We're good with Moses Brown. Towns does knock down a 3. Nice to see. Also, Moses Brown, comparing him to Hartenstein is crazy. That is insane. Hartenstein is arguably a top 10 center in the NBA with his skill set. Towns is going to fire another one, and he's going to knock down another one. 2 straight threes for Karl-Anthony Towns. Makes it an 8-point game, 41-33, with 4:20 to go. 4:20 to go. Jay said Cat heating up, but we need some more guys to pick it up. Literally anybody. Literally anybody. Keenan Hart said he's Brown, not Moses Malone. I mean, it's crazy how some people could see how, a player can hoop in the G League and every other team in the league is like, he's gotten called up to teams. He's played in the NBA. He played with the Thunder. He's played with the Mavs. He had a stretch, I think, with the Rockets. I could be mistaken on that, but I know he played for the Thunder years ago. He played for the Mavs. He's had multiple stints with the Mavs, by the way. Multiple stints with the Mavs. I believe he's played for the Hornets. He's gotten called up to NBA teams. And every single time he's with them, they go, oh, yeah, now we're good. We're good. You can go back down to the G League, big dog. Like, come on, man. Like, is that a coincidence? Does every NBA franchise not see that Moses Brown's a good player? Maybe there's something that he's not very good at that's very important to being an NBA player. AP said the Mavericks couldn't afford to keep him. That was this time. He's had multiple stints with the Mavs over the past couple of years. He's gotten called up multiple times. Moses Brown did not start hooping this year. Moses Brown had a game like 3 or 4 years ago where he had 20 points and 20 rebounds. And I believe it was for the Mavericks like 3 or 4 years ago. This is not the first year Moses Brown has existed in the league. That man's is like 25, 26 years old. He's been around for a while. Nick Smith Jr. has it up top being guarded by Hart, coming to his right. Can the Knicks get a stop here after Towns knocked down 2 threes? It was a good timeout from Charlotte. Can they build some momentum? In the lane, who's that? Nick Smith Jr. knocks down a floater? No, they can't build any momentum. Keenar said, well, obviously, didn't see that. Grimes and the Quan are good. JK about the Quan. I mean, I think we all knew Grimes was good. He just kind of had a little bit of a diva complex to him. Still kind of does. We'll see how he performs on a team that's trying to actually win basketball games. You know, when there's consequences to taking a pull-up 30-footer. You know, like suddenly when there's pressure on you, we'll see how he performs. I hope he's good moving forward, but as LaMelo knocks down a deep 3. D. Grant said, Moses Brown can learn how to defend pick and roll through Tibbs' system. Can he, though? And do the Knicks really care to do so? Do they care to teach Moses Brown, spend a season teaching Moses Brown how to play pick and roll defense? I mean, you say that, and yet Karl-Anthony Towns continues to struggle guarding pick and roll defense. So, you know. Anunoby with the end of the steal, by the way, but the Knicks still down 11. AP said, wait a second, how can teams take players from our G League team, but we can't use our own or use someone else's? You can. You can, AP. You absolutely can. You absolutely can. It depends. If you're talking about 2 players on 2-way contracts, you can only spend a certain amount of time. As LaMelo knocks down another 3, by the way. If you're talking about players on 2-way contracts, they can only spend a certain amount of time with, as Bridges cuts to the basket, it's an easy dunk, but you're trading 3s for 2s at this point. If you're talking about players on 2-way contracts, players on 2-way contracts can only spend a certain amount of time with the big league team before you have to go back to the G League. Anybody in the G League can be signed by any team in the NBA. Right? NBA teams don't own the rights to players. The G League team owns the rights to the players. And if you want to get, if a team reaches out to call you up to the NBA, they absolutely are allowed to do so. LaMelo hands it off to Mark Williams. He gets a layup in an and one. You absolutely can. You can go down and poach anybody at the G League you want. There's a reason why they're in the G League, though. AP said we need Rokas and Pacom. I would love Rokas. It would have been the perfect year to bring Rokas over. And yet they did not. DCL Love, what's up, DCL? DCL said they own the right to the draft pick players. Yes. If you are drafted if the Knicks drafted you but send you down to the G League, somebody can't come down and say, hey, Kevin McCullough, we see what you're doing, come play for our team. That can't happen. The Knicks own the rights to the players they drafted. Yes, that's another point to that. 39-52. Great time, y'all. We're all having a great time out here. Knicks with 39 first half points. Putrid. Keenar said, I think I caught Jokibitis last night. I'm feeling under the weather. Come on, dog. I mean, look, man, he'd be better than Campaign this year. I'll tell you that. Anunoby down the lane gets blocked by Mark Williams, but Towns with the offensive rebound and dunk. Cool. Still down 11. Rishi Rich, what's up, Rishi? LaMelo down the lane, puts up a lefty floater, can't get it to go. McBride with the rebound, hit ahead to Anunoby. Anunoby's going to Euro step down the lane, gets fouled by DeQuan Jeffries. He's going to go to the foul line with 2 free throws. 1:25 to go here in the second quarter. I mean, look, if you want to talk about depth on this team and role players, it ain't going to come through free agency. Actually, it might. But it's unlikely to come through free agency. The way the Knicks are going to create depth is through the draft, which is exactly why they took 4 players in the draft. Pretty unprecedented for this front office, who's been very stingy about drafting players. They took 4 guys in the previous draft. And it's looking like all 4 guys are going to be legit rotation pieces in the NBA, right? I'm high on Pacom Daddy. I don't know how you guys feel, but you guys know I love Pacom Daddy. I'm super high on him. One of the youngest players in the draft. Tyler Kolek, I think we're all very high on Tyler Kolek. He's probably going to end up being the backup point guard next year for the Knicks. And then you look at what Kevin McCullough Jr. is doing in the G League as LaMelo knocks down another floater. Why is my score so off? Because I'm not really paying attention, huh? My bad, y'all. It is 43-54. And then they drafted Ariel Porty. He seems like he's going to be a good backup big in the NBA. So Towns misses the floater. Josh Hart battling for the rebound putback. He can't get it. Here come the Hornets pushing it the other way. So, like the Knicks may have drafted the depth that they need, but they just need to develop it. As LaMelo launches a fading 3, can't get it to go. Ball knocked out of bounds by Seth Curry. AP said this is a 17-win team. Yeah, and the Knicks have 43 first-half points. 43. Speaking of 43 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Zero tolerance bully Kenna. What's up, Zero Tolerance? First round exit for the Knicks. Get that in y'all heads from now. This year ain't our year. I mean, this year is definitely not our year with the way Tom Thibodeau has coached them and the way this team has played, the way they performed all year. But they're not. I have a hard time accepting the fact that this team is going to be a first round out. They're missing their best player, number 1, and number 2. This is very clearly an exhausted team that's playing exhausted. And if you think that this team, what you're watching tonight, is a representation of literally the other 70 some odd games that we played this year, I don't know what to tell you. This is not who they are. We've seen who they are. Are they the greatest team in the world? No. They're clearly going to get killed in the playoffs by the Celtics, Cavs, Thunder. Any team worth their salt is going to beat the Knicks in the playoffs this year. So it's obviously not their year. But if you think like the Pistons, probably even Indiana or Milwaukee's going to end up beating this Knicks team, no. They're going to be fine. DCL said this year's buy market was beautiful and they did nothing. What was beautiful about it? There was nobody on the market, DCL. Who was on the market that you wanted them to trade for, that they passed on? Cody Jenkins, what's up, Cody? Knicks blowing it. I mean, this was to be expected. In my opinion. That's why I didn't come out with any kind of energy, because I knew what to expect tonight. Bridges guarding a Melo up top. He's going to wind down the time as far as he can. Pocket pass to Mark Williams. He's going to put up a floater over Towns. He can't get it to go. Bridges with the rebound. He's going to bring it down for the final shot of the quarter. They're down 10. Keenan Hart said buy market. I think he wanted Luka. Yeah, man, who was traded that you think that the Knicks had an opportunity to get that they passed on? Anunoby can't get the right corner 3 to go. Bridges created a nice open look for him, and that's going to be the end of our first half, 54-44. Oof. Mark said easy reverse layup pitched out for a missed 3. That was not an easy reverse layup. He was under the basket, Mark. That was not an easy reverse layup. He was under the basket with 2 guys closing out on him. That was the correct play. You get into the paint like that and the defense collapses like you got to knock down corner shooter and OG Anunoby. Yeah, kick that out. Just got to knock down that shot. That's it. AP said they're going to lose in the first round. What is Leon going to do to fix it? He's going to bank on the fact that he's drafted extremely well and that the young players that they have are going to develop into the bench role players that they need, number 1. Number 2, he'll look on the market this offseason to see what they can grab. Number 3, he'll go into the second round this year. Maybe he'll trade into the first round. I doubt it, but he'll snag another steal in the second round because the way this team has drafted the last couple of years has been incredible. And they'll see if there's going to be a free agent that comes forward. And honestly, the only thing that I think that this team needs to do in order to improve is get a new head coach. Will that happen? Probably not. So I don't really like talking about it. Buzzer Beater said, what are Precious Achiuwa's stats this game? Let's check it out. Justice's dad said JB would have 30. Yeah, JB would go down swinging. He would go down swinging. That's why he's the captain. That's why he is who he is. What is Precious Achiuwa's stats this game? 0s across the board. He's got 1 rebound and a steal, a turnover, and 2 fouls. Cool. McBride was 0 points tonight. It's almost like he's playing injured or hurt. And it's almost like it would have just made more sense to sit the guy tonight so that he could heal up as the season goes. And it's almost like we have a guy on the bench who could probably fill in a role here, you know? Almost. It's almost like like maybe we could just try this kid, who I'm sure is chomping on the bit to get an opportunity. It's almost like we have another veteran guard who's done, some solid things around the league that if Deuce McBride couldn't go tonight, if you don't want to go the rookie route, maybe you could just try DeLon Wright. I'm just saying, literally anything I would have taken, Hart said, imagine sitting injured players and playing Tyler and Pacom. Imagine it. Imagine that'd be a utopian world where our head coach isn't so stubborn to play. No, I'd rather play an injured Deuce McBride than play Tyler Kolek. That's indeed a take from the head coach, man. It's indeed a take. You know what, though? How many games? You know what I want to do? Because I bring this anecdote up. Oh, he's not even with the team right now. I bring this anecdote up all the time about Dadier, how Tom Thibodeau completely botched playing him this season. Oh, not Dadier. Right? I talk about it all the time. He's played 15 games this year. Most of them were in blowouts. Actually, I think pretty much all of them were in blowouts. Look, 3 minutes, 12 minutes against Cleveland. 12 minutes, that's because that was a blowout going into the fourth quarter. And by the way, he had 7 points and 2 steals. Now, again, blowout in the fourth quarter, but still. I want to see all of it, right? I want to see all of it. No, I want to see all the stats. Here we go, all the stats. How come they can't show me the game log, man? There we go. Okay, so it was preseason. Let's go back to his preseason, right? AP said, all I want to know is the season is going to end and Tibbs get fired. I'm not fooled this season. Has been disappointing. This second half of the season has been incredibly disappointing. From the field, 17 minutes. 2 for 3 from 3. Hey, man. With Landry Shamet out, maybe Pacom Dadier has earned some minutes. We come out, first game against Boston, and he plays 13 minutes. Wow, a lot more minutes than I thought. He played 13 minutes against Boston. 1 for 3 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3. Actually, it was 4 minutes in the first half, and he played in the second half because it was a blowout in the second half. He played majority of that fourth quarter. 3 points for Pacom. He knocked down a 3. Against the Pacers, he did not play. He was not a part of the rotation. He was out of the rotation. The only reason he played was because it was a blowout against the Pacers. And that was it. As far as him being a part of the regular rotation. The other times he's gotten minutes, look at this, 5 minutes, 12 minutes, 10 minutes, 18 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, was when it was a blowout and he played at the end of the game. That's it. Those are the only other times Pacom has played. And every single time he's played, he's delivered something. And I don't want to harp on it too much because I'm starting to sound a little biased, like I think this guy could be the savior. I don't think he could be the savior. Do I think he could better than Landry Shamet? You're damn right I believe that. Do I think Tyler Kolek could be better than Landry Shamet? I mean, be better than Campaign? Maybe. Maybe they're about the same. But my goodness, man. Dogcatcher, what's up, Dogcatcher? How deep will St. John's go in the NCAA bracket? Hopefully, at least to the Elite Eight, hopefully. Keenan Hart said, maybe Leon said, play the rookie some minutes so we know how to develop them. AP said, I just don't like this team. Leon Rose ruined it. He didn't ruin it. Leon Rose didn't ruin it. Harnstein ruined it. Rob Jaworski, what's up, Rob? Why are the Knicks playing so many back-to-backs this year? Is it just me, or is this more than other years? I don't know if it's more than other years. I think the league has prioritized making sure that teams have a certain amount of back-to-backs. So I don't know if it's more. I don't know. I have no idea. I have nothing to compare it to. Maybe. Maybe. I have no idea, though. But what I will say is the Knicks have, at least it feels like, had an excruciatingly high number of back-to-backs in which both games are on the road, which is an incredibly more difficult back-to-back situation to play than if one game is on the road and one game is at home, or, hopefully both games are at home. My goodness. Just as his dad said, Mitch ankle is still going to be an issue. Hopefully not. I mean, that's why you have the surgery. AB said, do we have second-round picks? Let's look at it. We can look at it. Knicks draft picks. The Knicks' upcoming draft picks. They have the Washington pick that will not convey this year, so they don't have a first-round pick this year. They don't have a second-round pick this year. They have a second-round pick from Boston or Memphis. So they have one second-round pick this year, because the Detroit second-round pick they have is protected 31-55, so it's a fake pick. That pick will go to Detroit. So they have one second-round pick. They have a 2026 first-round pick. They have a 2026 second-round pick, two second-round picks. They have a 2027 second-round pick. They have a 2028 first-round pick, but there's a whole lot of if, maybes, what might happen to the pick. Either way, this pick will go to them. They will own this pick. It's a swap. So 2028 swap, but they will have a pick in the first round of 2028. They have a second-round pick, two second-round picks. Oh, they don't. They have one second-round pick. This Boston second-round pick is a fake one. And then we get to the 2030s. So that's when kind of like the picks will mostly reset. We owe 2031 to Brooklyn, and that'll be the last time we owe it. So they have picks coming up. They do indeed have picks. They'll be all right. AB said Leon traded it all for Bridges. No, I mean, not really. Also, how super valuable are first-round picks? How super valuable are them in terms of drafting them? We know they prefer certain players, and if you wanted to trade into the back end of the first round, which is where they've thrived in drafting, you could absolutely do that. You could trade into the back of the first round. It's not very difficult. You can combine a couple of seconds and trade into the back of the first round. Verdivice said 1 for 8 OG, 0 for 2 Bridges. We need better three-point percentage. Yeah, I mean, it's just an indication of tired legs. I mean, we've gone through Anunoby 1 for 8 from 3 is pretty horrendous. I like that he's taking 8 threes, though. I like that number. I don't like this number. I'll tell you that. Bridges 0 for 2. 11 for Bridges, 14 for Anunoby, 14 for Towns, 0 for McBride, 5 for Josh Hart, 0 from the bench. It's almost like if you dug deeper into the bench, you could probably get more out of the bench. I feel exhausted. I'm not exhausted, but I feel exhausted because we harp on the same things all the time. We know what the issues are, guys. We know. Redfall said, really missing Hug Porty. Yeah, man. Yeah. Sadu Berry. What's up, Sadu? D. Grant. Okiki plays for Philly. Yeah, and he doesn't play, does he? So Okiki been playing? It's almost like he's a G League player who, he's not going to play. We played 37 minutes. Jeez Louise. 14 points, 15 rebounds for Okiki. So I was wrong about that. But wait. Let's do this. This is easier. "17 minutes, 16 minutes, 2 minutes, and that's all he's played. Played 37 minutes the other night, and what was a blowout, which is probably why he played a lot. He had 2 points and 3 rebounds, 5 points and 4 rebounds. But this was the guy who was supposed to come and be the savior for the Knicks for some people. This guy. Chuma Okiki, that guy. Sure. As Bleezy said, Okiki is back in Westchester. He is not. He was signed to Philly for the rest of the year. "25-26 said, we jump on Tibbs for overused starters, but the bench is trash. How do we know the bench is trash? He hasn't used them. Could you have thrown in Kolek at some point? Do I think Kolek is trash? I think Kolek could probably give you more than Campaign. Could you have thrown in Dadier at some point? Probably. Could you use any of the other guys who you just decided not to use? Could DeLon Wright have maybe cracked the rotation if you just decided, no, actually, I think Campaign and Shamet, that's just who I'm going to play. You know? Like, if the bench sucks and you keep throwing out the same bench guys in the same lineups, what do you expect is going to happen? Like, at least try something else. Like, don't give me, oh, the bench sucks. There's nothing Tom Thibodeau could do. Yeah, it is. Yeah, there is. Try something else. Try different players. This team doesn't have 7, 8 guys on the roster. They got 15. There are 15 guys on an NBA roster. Try them. Try them. Right? Maybe Kolek is better than Campaign. We don't know because Tom Thibodeau hasn't tried it at all. Maybe Dadier is better than Shamet. But we don't know because Tom Thibodeau hasn't tried it at all. Right? You can't sit here and tell me, no, Kolek isn't better than Campaign or Dadier isn't better than Shamet. You can't tell me that because we don't know. We don't have any evidence one way or the other because the coach just refuses to try it. But the bench is so bad. So why don't you try different things? You can't give me that argument. You can't. You can't. You can't say, what is Tom Thibodeau supposed to do? The bench sucks. Try something else then? You know? Be a problem solver. Be a head coach in the NBA. D. Grant said, yeah, you can see Tyler Kolek as a natural PG, just needs more time to play. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know because the head coach refuses to even try. 25-26, the Tibbs isn't putting rookies in over Shamet and Cam. It's their job to perform. Why not? Why not? 25-26, why not? I mean, I know why. I know if you're going to tell me, well, because it's Tom Thibodeau, okay. But tell me why a head coach wouldn't put in Kolek or Dadier over Campaign and Shamet when they've been objectively very bad and underwhelming this year. Literally every other coach in the league would just try something else, try another player. Literally every single other coach in the league. 29 other coaches would try it. Mic battery? Is my mic dying? Mic's good. Mic's good. Excuse me. Carl said, what's disturbing is that there's no fire or passion from our guys. It's like they're coasting to the playoffs. It's always beneficial to be playing your best ball going into the playoffs. Facts. Yeah, look, man, they still got a month left, right? They got into April. When's the last game of the year? When is the last game of the year? Last game of the year is April 13th. So we have a little less than a month left. About 3.5 weeks. About 3.5 weeks. Mark said audio's going in and out for him. Is anybody else experiencing that? Something wrong with my audio? The Knicks have about 3.5 weeks left of the season. So they got to get Brunson back and then go in towards the end of the year playing the best basketball. That's it. That's the goal. This game means nothing to me. This game has meant nothing to me from the start. I knew this was going to be a bad game. Second night of a back-to-back, both games on the road. They've already talked about how tired they were, all of that, yada, yada. Towns launches a three. You can't get it to go. So I'm not concerned about this game. Even if they end up losing it, okay, whatever. Obviously, I'll be upset and disappointed, but I'm not worried about this. This isn't who they are. And as far as them, like, not playing with any fire and desires, Daquan Jeffries knocks down a three. I think that has more to do with frustration and exhaustion. I think that's all that really is. M for 17. What's up, M for 17? I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Anunoby up top launches a three, and he gets one to go down. Look at OG knocking down a three, but we're still down 10. We're still down 10. AP said, oh man, it'll be the MSG ride again if they come out and stink it up opening in the playoff. For sure. For sure. Look, man, I'm very confident that they'll be able to perform in the playoffs, but if they don't, if they do not, if they let us all down, oh, man. McBride finally gets a layup to go, gets to the basket with a lefty layup. Still a 10-point deficit, trading baskets now. Miles Bridges a wide open straightaway three as he knocks it down. Some standstill shots, man. Some standstill shots. Back up by 13 for Charlotte, 62-49. McBride up top. Dancing around an Anunoby screen. A pull-up three for Deuce McBride. Line me up. There you go, Deuce. 2 straight for Deuce McBride. Can he heat up? Can he heat up? LaMelo Ball, quick crossover to his right. Driving right past McBride. Puts up the floater, gets it to go. It's almost like Deuce McBride can't slide them feet and get into a stance, man. It's almost like he's got a sore groin, man. It's almost like he was questionable for the game tonight. McBride has it on the left wing. Quick crossover to his left. Hands it off to Bridges. Bridges up top to Towns. And a travel on Karl-Anthony Towns. Shuffling them feet. Shuffling them feet. Keenan Hart said, no JB, cat dinged up, no fire, just mailing it in. Yeah, I think they're a little resigned tonight to just being like, we're probably going to lose tonight, you know. No fire and desire tonight for sure. You know, LaMelo Ball, quick catch and fire from 3, can't get it to go. Josh Green comes flying in for the rebound, and they call a foul on Josh Hart. Lionel Mona said, just trading baskets won't do it. Let's get some stops and scores. Mark said, Chevy's sarcasm is at an all-time high. I mean, yeah. You know. Tonight is an obligated watch as LaMelo jumped into the air and threw it to nobody. Hilarious. Josh Hart the other way, gets fouled off a pass. Pass it at the last second. Anunoby knocked down a 3, though. Obviously, it doesn't count, but he knocked down that 3. You know, it just gets to a certain point with the team where it's like, we've watched them all year long. We know what the issues are. We know what some of the solutions may be. You know? And as Anunoby lines up a 3 because he's wide open, but of course he misses that one. Ball's going to remain with the Knicks, though. Towns fighting on the glass. But, you know, like being a head coach, being a leader of a group of people, and in any aspect of life, if you are the leader of a group of people, one of your most important, as a beautiful pass from McBride to Towns for an easy 2-handed slam, one of your most important jobs is to be a problem solver. Tom Thibodeau has not been a problem solver this year. He's been a problem solver in the past in certain situations, but this has not been a team that he knows how to coach. He does not know how to coach this team at all. Mark said, I'm about to be 100% NCAA in a few minutes. I wish I was right there with you, Mark. I wish I was right there with you. But we got to finish it. We got to finish the game, right? We got to get through it. As ugly and as bad as it's going to be all night, we got to get through it. And this is a glorious time for the Gotham Sports app to start lagging, start buffering here. Here we go. McBride has it on the right wing. Knicks still down by 10, 64-54, under 9 to go. McBride gets it over to Bridges. Bridges on the left wing coming to his right off the Town screen. Step back, inside to Anunoby. Gets to the basket, gets fouled by LaMelo. And the Knicks slicing and dicing, cutting up this Hornets team. This is not a good Hornets team, so they should have been able to do this all night long. Finally starting to do it here in the second half. Anunoby gets a dunk and a foul. So he's going to go to the foul line for one more. LaMelo Ball's got 4 fouls. Hilarious. Sadu Berry said, Mike Brown coach. Mike Brown has the same issues that Tom Thibodeau does. Kings fans were killing Mike Brown for not playing Keon Ellis. And then the second the Kings started playing Keon Ellis, they started winning again. Anunoby knocks down his and one free throw. Thank you, OG. 7-point game. Josh Green has it, attacking, righty layup, gets it to go. Josh Hart bringing it down, leaves it off for Towns as the trailer, inside pass to Bridges, pump fakes, gets fouled, he's going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws. You're going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws. I mean, they're just slicing and dicing this Hornets team up. They're getting easy shots at the basket, the passing, the cutting, the movement. They could have been doing this from the jump, but got to make it difficult. MBM said no bashing the coach until the offseason. I get it, MBM. I get it, man. But he's making it real difficult, man. Tom Thibodeau's making it real difficult to not bash him. Lionel Mona said, let's bring Mike Woodson back. No, I'm good on Mike Woodson. He was great. But similar to Tom Thibodeau, he's very similar to Tom Thibodeau. Very stubborn, very hard-headed, very old school. And it's just not going to fly in modern basketball, man. You got to be much more fluid, much more creative, much more inventive with the way you use lineups and players and positions you put them in. Tom Thibodeau's still using Karl-Anthony Towns as a traditional center, as if he's not a freak unicorn who's a 7-footer who can get out and play as a guard. He's either plays him as a guard or plays him as a traditional center. And it's like you shouldn't really be doing either of those on a consistent basis. Anunoby jumps the passing lane trying to go for the steal. He doesn't get it. Leads Nick Smith wide open for a pull-up 3, and he knocks it down. McBride up top to Anunoby, swings it over to Hart, extra pass to Bridges. Bridges steps back for a right corner 3. He can't get it to go. AP said, we need new coaches. No Mike Woodson, no Jeff Van Gundy, none of these old guys. Yeah, the league, I don't know if y'all have noticed, the league is trending significantly younger with coaches. The old guard of coaching and like the carousel of former coaches coming back and just jumping ship from team to team, like that's over with for the most part. And a home run pass to Mikal Bridges to get the layup to go. Beautiful. Still a 9-point deficit, so I'm not going to get crazy about it. Mark said, go check Mike Woodson's tenure at IU. Yeah, wasn't great. Didn't go well. Nick Smith Jr. gets blocked from behind by Deuce McBride. There you go, some defense. Still 9-point deficit. Josh Hart shot out of a cannon. Euro stepping down the lane. Righty layup, blows it. Blows the layup. And he's looking and arguing with the ref as if he just didn't blow a layup. Come on, Josh. Get back. Get back, brother. D. Grant said, Johnny Bryant or Sam Cassell? Johnny Bryant should be interviewed. Sam Cassell should be interviewed. Dan Hurley should be interviewed. And it's obviously just going to come down to who matches what makes sense for them. I'm not going to be privy to those interviews, obviously, so I don't know. But you got to interview all those guys. Anunoby down the lane draws the foul. Got to interview those guys. For sure. Johnny Bryant's got to be on the list. Sam Cassell should be on the list. Keenan Hart said, I like Sam Cassell as a player. Has he been good at coaching? He's gotten very rave reviews as an assistant coach throughout his career. He's talked very highly of, but we don't know if he's going to be a good head coach. That's the scary part. That's the scary part about hiring a new head coach who you probably aren't sure is going to be the guy. You don't know what they're like as a head coach. You don't know what Johnny Bryant is like. You don't know what Sam Cassell is like. You don't know what Dan Hurley is going to be like as an NBA head coach. So it's going to be a risk, which is why I'm sure a lot of people are also against firing Tom Thibodeau at the end of the year, because it's a risk. You could bring in a coach and it can go disastrously. Could be a train wreck. Could be. M for 17 said, what about Rondo as a coach? I think I'm good. I think I'm good on Rondo. Rondo definitely has his personality flaws that have been very well documented. He's an incredibly smart basketball person. I don't think he'd be a good head coach. And I definitely wouldn't hire somebody with no coaching experience in the NBA. Like if Rondo wants to be a head coach, he should probably get into the league and start off as an assistant. I know there have been good head coaches who didn't have any of that experience. J.J. Redick out in L.A. The difference is that J.J. Redick had, was always very highly talked about as a teammate. Rondo, not so much. Rondo, in almost every stop he's been at in his career, had run-ins with teammates and whatnot. So, as incredibly smart of a basketball mind as he is, I don't know if he'd be a good head coach. And with the stories that run around with him about his playing days and what his teammates have said about him, in order for him to get a head coaching job, it's going to have to come through the ranks. He's got to have to come in as an assistant. Keenan Hart said, I don't want to see Rondo in any capacity. Yeah. D. Grant said, is it a risk? But Johnny Bryant was with the Knicks last year. He's with the Knicks the last 4 years. Came over when Tom Thibodeau took the job 5 years ago. Obviously, this is the first year he's not part of the team. The players know him except Bridges and Towns. Yeah, I mean, he's regarded as one of the best assistant coaches in the NBA the last couple of years. So he should get the interview. That's the thing, is like when a team looks to hire a new coach, you go through an interview process. And you literally reach out to all of the best assistant coaches in the NBA, and you reach out to some, wild cards, like Dan Hurley, for example. AB said we also had Kenny Atkinson. Yes, that was a while ago, but they did have Kenny Atkinson in the building. MBM said Hart has too many slips in defensive assignments. Keep your head in the game. I mean, yeah. Josh Hart should probably be a 25 to 30 minute per game player. Instead, Tom Thibodeau got him playing closer to 40, 35 to 40. It's like diminishing returns at a certain point, man. Diminishing returns. M for 17 said noted. Yeah, I mean, like, he's incredibly smart basketball mind. I fully understand why you bring him up, his name. It's not a bad name to bring up, but, he's got some character flaws that have been documented throughout his career. Karl-Anthony Towns, good defense. Bridges home run pass to Josh Hart. Make this layup this time. And he does make the layup. All right, Josh, there you go. Defense leading the offense is still a 7-point game. As they hit ahead to Miles Bridges and he knocks down a three. Never mind. Oh, wait, my score's off. 64 to 72, 8-point game. 5:30 to go. 5:30 to go. Here in the third quarter. Whole lot of time left. AB said Kenny Atkinson was the developmental coach for Mike D'Antoni. Yeah, and he got rave reviews and got hired by the Nets. When the time comes, you canvass the league. I mean, I'm sure they already have a list together. Of every team should, of the best assistant coaches in the league. Because when the time comes for you to reach out and interview them, you better be ready. About the guys who you want to bring in. Mark said 8 points feels like 80. Yeah, they've been 8 to 10 points away pretty much all game long. McBride comes over trying to get the steal, ends up fouling Nurkic. Five minutes to go. AB said Kenny Atkinson left for the Hawks. But his first head coaching job was with the Nets, wasn't it? AB said, but Kenny Atkinson was a homegrown New Yorker. Wasn't his first head coaching job with the Nets, though? He was never the head coach of the Hawks. Miles Bridges swoops to the basket, knocks down a layup. Still a 10-point game. And Seth Curry fouls Bridges. Birdvice said, maybe sign Embiid at coach. More likely for him to stay healthy that way. That is a Philly decision, brother. That got nothing to do with the Knicks. He ain't going to be anywhere near the New York Knicks throughout his life. AB said Brooklyn was his first head coaching job. Yeah. That's what I remembered, at least. Omar Murray said, who do you want? Jeff Van Gundy ain't walking through that door. No, he is not. Who do I want? Johnny Bryant, I guess? I don't know, because like I said, it's going to be a risk. I have no idea what Johnny Bryant is like as a head coach. I do know he is very well regarded by every player who's ever been coached by him. I do know that the Knicks obviously held him in high regard. Even the Cavs still hold him in high regard because his official title was never assistant coach. It was associate head coach, which is literally the right-hand man to the head coach. So I know he's held in high regard. I do believe he will be a head coach at some point. I hope it's with the Knicks, considering he was with this organization and knows exactly how this organization likes to be run and has a relationship with this front office as Nick Smith Jr. down the lane turns it over. Come the Knicks pushing the other way. Still an 8-point game? No, 12-point game. No, an 8-point game. I can't do math. Towns down the lane, puts up a tough floater against a ton of contact, can't get the ball. Fight for the rebound. Josh Hart battling, but he can't save it. So I guess as the Hornets turn it over, no, they call a foul. What an absolutely crap basketball game tonight, y'all. Chi-Chi, what's up, Chi-Chi? My answer is just going to be Johnny Bryant, just because he's been with the organization. They obviously like him a lot, and I think he's primed to be the next assistant coach who becomes a head coach. But AP said, you might have to. James Dolan is watching. Chi-Chi said, I know that for whatever reason, you don't like Jonas. But would it be fair to say that a team of Cat, Valanciunas, OG Bridges, JB would be better than that same team with Fluffy Mitch? No, that team would be horrendous, Chi-Chi. The team would be horrendous. They'd give up 150 points a game. Have you watched the Kings, Chi-Chi? Have you watched the Kings with, with Jonas Valanciunas? It's not that I don't like Jonas Valanciunas. I think you like Jonas Valanciunas too much. That man is old, rickety, can't guard a soul, can play out on the perimeter, is a traditional big man who, as they call a technical foul on Towns, getting angry. He's getting angry. Towns getting angry. He did get a layup. He's looking for a foul. He doesn't get it. Knicks still down by 10, by the way, 66-76. But, all right, maybe some fire and desire from the Knicks. Some fire and desire. All right, maybe that could help wake some guys up. Wake some guys up, man. Come on. James Cookfair said, Mark Jackson? Hey, brother, there's a reason. Do I have to do the Mark Jackson thing all over again? There's a reason why Mark Jackson's not a head coach in the NBA, man. And it's got nothing to do with what people believe, him being blackballed. It's got everything to do with the fact that he's just not a very good head coach, man. Literally everything it's all available. You can read up about his head coaching tenure with the Warriors. It went absolutely atrociously. Keenan Hart said, Jonas has an offensive game, but that doesn't help. You got to stop as well as create. I mean, 10 points a night from Jonas Valanciunas is not saving you from him giving up 30 points a night. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't correlate at all. It doesn't correlate at all. By the way, since Mitchell Robinson has been back, the Knicks have been, like, third in the league in defense. So, I really don't know. I don't know what other evidence you want, my man. The numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie. Campaign is in. He has it up top, and he almost throws it away. But the ball will remain with the Knicks. 2:48 to go. I didn't even run the timer. My bad. My bad, y'all. It is 68-77. Charlie B. Cruz, what's up, Charlie? How are the Knicks doing? Why are we trailing again? This team has been traveling a lot, and they look every bit exhausted as you would expect a team to travel. And, you know, they're just playing like crap. They're playing like crap. Chi-Chi said, but remember, Hart was a scrub until Tibbs. Hart wasn't a scrub until Tibbs set him in place. He was absolutely fantastic for the Clippers. He was widely regarded as the best backup center in the NBA when he was with the Clippers. He wasn't a scrub. Just because you don't watch other NBA teams, Chi-Chi, does not mean that Hart was a scrub before he came to the Knicks. As a matter of fact, he came to the Knicks and everybody was like, what is Tom Thibodeau doing? He is absolutely wasting Isaiah Hartenstein by not utilizing him properly the way the Clippers were utilizing him. And then all of a sudden, about 3/4 of the way into his first season here, Isaiah Hartenstein started to figure some things out about the way Tom Thibodeau wanted to use him. And Tom Thibodeau started to figure out some things about where to put him on the team, about where to utilize him out on the court. Wasn't a coincidence. Wasn't a coincidence. AB said, lots of fans in Charlotte, for sure. My brother lives down there. But my brother was born in LA. I was born in New York. That's crazy. That's a crazy tidbit. Born on opposite sides of the country. That's pretty cool. D. Grant said, from DCO Love, he's not a good coach. He needs to stay an assistant. Who'd you say, DCO? Jalen Brunson's father for Coach Politics? Nah, man. Nah. I'm good on that. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Darvin Ham type of coach. Rick Brunson. Every time you see Rick Brunson, he's over there standing on the sidelines like this, with his hands in his pocket. Like, brother, Johnny Bryant was up, active, talking about things, seeing things, pointing things out, talking to the coach, talking to the players. I don't need no head coach standing on the sidelines like this. Old Darvin Ham looking kind of coach. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Shane F. SR Senior? Shane F. What's up, Shane? Knicks Chat Sports quit Knicks. That's a shame. Well, you're all welcome here because we're not a fickle fan base. I'll tell you that. we stream literally every game of every season. We're going to be here for every game, even the disgusting ones like tonight, because Knicks fans need a place to hang out. So y'all can hang out here if Knicks Chat Sports quit. Justice's dad said shame had been bad. It's almost like the Knicks drafted a 6'8" rookie who has a ton of promise that they could maybe try when Shamet plays this bad. They could maybe try another player, you know? They can maybe try another player. It's definitely allowed. I don't know if Tom Thibodeau knows if it's legal, as they just refuse to guard Josh Hart, and he throws it out of bounds, right through the hands of Shamet. Shamet, you got to catch that. Charlie said, iHeart said in an interview that the guy that changed his stint here with the Knicks was not Tibbs, but Julius Randle. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of credit to go around. He also credited a lot of Mitchell Robinson for helping him out figure out how Tom Thibodeau wanted his centers to play defensively, you know? A lot of credit to go around. Seth Curry knocks down a mid-range jumper. Cool. Mark said they stopped streaming. Yeah, I don't know. Shout out to them. You know, Towns comes up short on a three. I mean, that literally goes against everything I've ever said about Knicks fans, is that literally we don't quit. we literally don't quit. And, you know, Nick Smith Jr. has it on the right wing. Man, this has been an ugly game, yo. I'm not gonna lie. This is a rough watch. This is a rough watch. This is why we're just hanging out talking about anything. This is why we're hanging out talking about literally anything. Nurkic on the left wing, wide open for three. That's the guy you want shooting, but Nurkic knocks it down. Nurkic knocks it down anyway. Shane said Tibbs doesn't miss the layups. Tibbs? Tibbs taking layups? What are we talking about? Gigi said at this point, whether they have JB or not, this inept coach has to get fired before the playoffs. You can't fire the coach before the playoffs, big dog. Towns bully balls his way into the paint, knocks down a ready hook shot. Beautiful. Sure, still down 12. Come on, Knicks. You can't fire a coach for the playoffs, Gigi. Come on, big dog. That'd be crazy. But I will always maintain that well-run, good organizations do not fire coaches midseason. You don't do that. You don't do that. There should be a reevaluation period come the offseason, and we'll see where they go. I fully have the expectation that, as Towns misses a floater, I have the full expectation that Tom Thibodeau will be the head coach of the team next year. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully, you know, they look to move on, but, you know, you guys have heard me say before, I've always believed that this front office, as Josh Hart fouls a three-point shooter, Nick Smith going to the foul line for 3 free throws. I've always believed that this front office will just not fire Tom Thibodeau. What will happen is Tom Thibodeau will get a promotion into the front office, into some role, and at that point, then it would free up the head coaching job for them to go out and get somebody. But Keenan Hart said we could combine Chi-Chi's suggestions, fire Tibbs and hire Jonas as the coach. Yeah. Hey, maybe he's down. Maybe he's down. Maybe he's down for the job. Maybe we just got to reach out. Maybe we just got to reach out. Chi-Chi said, how do they allow this to continue? You know, like, the road trip has been rough. Like, all right, let's go through it. Let's look at the excuses that we could possibly give them. Oh wow, this goes back a lot. Hold on. We have to go back to last month, actually. You know what we'll do it at the end of the quarter? Nick Smith Jr. does knock down all three? Knocks down all 3 free throws. 15-point deficit for the Knicks going into the fourth quarter. Yikes. Yikes. Big yikers, guys. Big yikers. Oh man, get this thing over. Get this quarter over with. Let's go through the schedule and how much this Knicks team has traveled. Right, so we can start talking about some excuses for them. Towns gets fouled in the paint, and Diabite for the Hornets is upset. He wants to challenge it. Towns gonna go to the foul line 2 free throws, but you know what? We don't really care. They're down 15 to this Hornets team. So let's go through this Knicks schedule. Let's see why we have been talking about them being tired. Oh, perfect. We're on schedule already. All right, so we have to go back to last month, actually, because that's how often they've been traveling. So, actually, we could start it. We could start it in March. So for this month, they were at Miami. Cool. Had to travel down south. Then you traveled back north to play Golden State at the Garden. Then you went on your 5-game West Coast road trip where you played at LA for 2 nights. Then you flew down to Sacramento. Then you flew over to Portland. Then you flew back to California to play Golden State. And then you flew you flew back to New York from the west to the east, from California back to New York to play Miami, and then you flew back to the west to play San Antonio, and then you flew back to the east to play Charlotte. So there's your excuse. That's why they're so lethargic tonight. That's why they got no energy. That's why they're playing like trash. That's why they got no legs, and they're missing all their shots and all the things. That's the excuse we can give them, right? Do we all fully buy that? No, we understand the human element of the matter, the fact that, like, human nature, the human body is just not meant to travel that much, especially in the air like that. So you're going to be tired. You're going to be jet lagged. Your legs are going to feel like jelly. All the excuses, all the things there. You can't go down by 28 to the Spurs and then the next night go down by 15 to the Hornets. What is this end of the third quarter score? We didn't even watch the end of the quarter because we don't care anymore. It can't happen. You can lose. You can lose one of these games. That's fine. But come on, man. Like, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? I'm trying to give them the excuse, but they're not getting it. They're not getting it. Keenar said, would rather hire Larry Bird to coach us than LeBron. Who mentioned LeBron? LeBron ain't coming to the Knicks to coach, and nor would they ever want to hire him. Buzz Beater said, geez, we're getting blown out. Yeah, it's rough right now. It's rough. Ernest Cash, what's up, Ernest? Let me coach. I know I can do better. Oh, man. Ugh. Right? I'm sure I'm going to get messages from my family tonight like, how did the game go? And I'm just going to respond, ugh. That's how it went. Ugh. Another ugh performance. AP said, I said yesterday they were going to lose today's game. No one else in the NBA complains about the schedule, and this team is not good enough. Oh, every team complains about the schedule, AP. What are we talking about? Literally, I can pull up quotes from I can literally find quotes from all 29 other teams complaining about how difficult their schedule is, especially when you go on a road trip. The human element is like you travel a lot, and that gets tiring physically. Physically gets tiring, mentally gets tiring, all the things. But like when you get paid $30 million to put a ball through the hoop and you get flown first class on a chartered flight and you get to sleep in a 5-star hotel in the best suite that they have and you get access to physical trainers 24/7. Like, I don't really want to, I can't buy the excuse. I can't buy into that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I get it. There's going to be a night where you don't have it and you're going to look tired and exhausted and it's going to be ugly. But like, you can't stack nights like that. You can't stack them. So here's the thing. You get through tonight. Do we go back home? We do go back home for 3 games. You play Washington. You get 1 night off. You play Washington, then you get 2 nights off. So by the time they play Washington and Dallas, they should be significantly more engaged and better than this. Do I believe that will happen? I don't. Do I hope it will happen? I do hope. Ken Neal, what's up, Ken? This is a bad team, and we can't beat them. It's 1 of 82, guys. It's 1 of 82. And we have all the context surrounding it of, the travel and all of that. We went through it. All the excuses, sure. Missing Brunson, missing Robinson, all the excuses. We got all the excuses in the bag. But it's 1 of 82. We know what this team is and what they're capable of when they are on regular rest. And come playoff time, they'll be on regular rest. So I'm not worried about it. If we go back and look at last year's stretch in March, actually we could do that because we don't care about this game, right? LaMelo launches a deep 3 and he knocks it down. Yeah, this one's over. This one's over. It is 90-72. Let's do this. Let's go to the Knicks. Let's see if we can look at last year's schedule and see where we stood at this time last year, right? Let's go to last year's schedule. go to last year's schedule. Let's go all the way down to March. How did March look? Was March a good month or a bad month last year? We beat Cleveland. We lost to Atlanta. We beat Orlando. We lost to Philly. Had a 4-game winning streak in March. Lost to Denver. 3-game winning streak in Detroit. 3-game winning streak to end out the month. And then a 3-game losing streak. Lost in overtime to San Antonio. That was the Brunson 60-point game that they lost because Wemby had 40. Lost to OKC. Lost to Miami. Beat Sacramento. Lost to Chicago. And then we ran off, what was that, 5 straight? 5 straight to end the year. So they had a pretty strong end to the year last year. Which month was rough? Was it February? February was rough. This was when they really got hit badly with injuries. Lost 4 in a row, won 1, lost 1, won 1, lost 2 in a row, won 1, lost 1. So this was a rough stretch here. This was February. It wasn't March. It was February, but it was towards the end of the year. AB said last year's team was better by far. We liked last year's team much more. That's the difference. We liked last year's team much more. Bogdanovich led us in scoring last year. Hold on, look at Bogey Bogdanovich getting his name up there. Hell yeah, hell yeah. But look at DiVincenzo, baby. 23, 28, 21. Good times, man. Good times. Like I said, we liked last year's team more. DiVincenzo, 40 balls, Detroit game. Yes, sir. We broke the record. I remember that. What do you have, 10 threes, 11 threes, something like that? McBride at 29. Brunson had 16. Seeing that number is crazy. He had 61. But we liked last year's team more. We liked it more. Also, look at these rebounding numbers, by the way. My goodness. My camera's in the way. Look at these rebounding numbers, by the way. Look at everybody rebounding the hell out of the ball. Look at the assist numbers. Look at the assist numbers. Constantly in the double figures. Without Jalen Brunson, this team sinks. Right? That's kind of where it's at. Oliver Guerra with the baller. That's why I'm staying with the LA Lakers. You do that, brother. You do that. You might want to change your profile picture, though. You might not want to have the Knicks as your profile picture. Go ahead, be a Lakers fan. That's fine. You can jump ship. You're allowed to do that. Just change your profile picture. Keenan Hart said, look up the Sixers in February. We lost the game to them where we scored 69. I remember that game. Philly. Where is it? February last year? Was it February? I mean, Phillies, it was a back-to-back situation. I remember that. Maybe it was in March? Yeah, it was in March. They scored 73, and then the next time they played them, they scored 79. You know, and that was with Brunson playing. So, like, you know, March basketball, guys, it can look ugly. March basketball can look ugly. You know, March. Yeah, March. March basketball can look ugly. Around the same time, right? Around the same time last year, they scored 73 points against Philly and then 79 points against Philly. So, and then 93 points and then 91. Like, they were not scoring a whole lot. They were not scoring a whole lot at all. You know, it was a grinded out team. They were playing well above their head. You know, we liked that team more. That team was not sustainable for the long term unless they got healthy. And then Hartenstein left because he's a Benedict Arnold. He's a traitor. We don't like that guy. We don't like that guy at all. This game's over. What is it? 77-92. Campaign fires a 3. Can't get it to go. 77. I'm not keeping track of the score at all. I mean, we're not even watching this game. This game's over. Sean Bulgar. What's up, Sean? I mean, Cavs on a 3-game losing streak, so that tells you March is nasty. Yeah, March is rough. I mean, they're pretty locked into the 1 seed, so they can afford to do that. But March is some ugly basketball. And then when you're missing Jalen Brunson, the team no longer makes sense. The team is built around Jalen Brunson's brilliance. And when you don't have Jalen Brunson, the team really struggles. And when you have an archaic coach who doesn't use the bench and doesn't trust guys outside of the main 7, as McBride knocks down a step back 3, you're putting yourselves behind the 8 ball. So, AB said, like I said, this game is all over. We got this today. Shamet launches a 3. Can't get it to go. Shamet. What is Shamet? Like 0 for 10 over these past 2 games? Shamit, 0 for 3 tonight. My man Sean Bulgar, appreciate you, Sean. Hope you're having a good time tonight. Thanks for hanging out with me. Shamit, let me look real quick. Game log, brother. Tell me you weren't horrendous. Spurs, he was 1 for 6. 0 for 5 from 3. Miami was 3 for 9. Hit 3 threes. What is he shooting on the season, man? Like 20% from 3? Because, geez, dude. Look how many teams he's been on, by the way. That man is traveling around. That man is traveling around. 3-point range shooting 34% from 3. Doesn't feel like it. On low percentage. How many is he attempting? I don't know. I don't feel like looking it up. Yeah, Shamit's been rough. It's been rough. It's been rough out there for Landry Shamit. For sure. For sure. Sean said, are they really not going to bring up TJ Warren? They are not. They are not. If they were going to do that, they would have done it a long time ago. Kinar said, so here's a game right now where definitely we can't have Kolek or Dadier in. Definitely. Yeah, it's, it's almost like, hey, maybe we should, on a night where everybody's exhausted because of the traveling, we should insert the young and hungry rookies who are dying for an opportunity to play. Like maybe those guys are going to have much more legs and be much more energetic as Josh Green knocks down a corner 3. Maybe those guys are going to be much more ready and willing to play tonight. But no, we got to trot out an injured McBride, Precious Achua, as he knocks down a little floater in the lane. Campaign and Shamit, who've been awful lately. Got to keep trotting those guys out, though. D. Grant said TJ Warren's in the G League for a reason. Yes, he is. That man, I don't know if that man can guard a traffic cone anymore. I know you guys look at the box score from G League games and you see, like, a whole lot of scoring from a guy, and you're like, hey, he scored a lot. Maybe, we should bring him up. And it's like, y'all realize that, like, the reason they're in the G League is not because they can't put the ball in the basket. It's because you can't guard anybody. And if you can't guard anybody in the NBA, like, you can't be on the court. You're going to be exploited. The Knicks are already being exploited because they got Brunson and Towns as their 2 main focal points. So, Buzz Beater said, are we in the fourth quarter? We are in the fourth quarter. My bad. I just have not been keeping track of the score at all. We're halfway through the fourth quarter. We're almost out of here. 95 to 83, a 12-point deficit for the Knicks. NYG Bro 2005 was popping NY. This team took 3 steps back from last season. Nah, man, look, I'm not going to judge them based off of a crappy March performance. And crappy March performances exist in the NBA, man. They're without Brunson. They've traveled a lot. We've gone through all the excuses. They didn't take 3 steps from last year. They didn't. LaMelo down the lane, dribbles it to the right corner, extra pass. Who's that? DeQuan Jeffries, another 3. He can't get it to go. Campaign gets a rebound over Mark Williams somehow. Jose Rodriguez, what's up, Jose? Precious is waste. Trade him ASAP. Bring Devo. I don't know if you know this, Jose, but there is a thing called the trade deadline. There is a specific time in the NBA calendar where after that date has passed, you can no longer make an NBA trade. So, also, why in the blue hell would the Minnesota Timberwolves trade Precious Achiuwa for Dante DiVincenzo? You're going to have to hop on 2K to make that trade, brother. Charlie said the Pacers are creeping in on that 3rd spot now. If you haven't noticed, guys, we might avoid the Pistons. The Pacers are not creeping up on that 3rd spot. They lost the other day as well. And they're losing to Brooklyn tonight. So there goes that, guys. They're losing to Brooklyn tonight. They lost the other day. No, they didn't. They beat Dallas. Oh, it was a close one. They pulled it out. They lost to Milwaukee. I think that's the one I was thinking about. They had a 3-game losing streak in that mix. They're not closing into the 3 spot. If we go to the standings, the Knicks have a 4-game lead. It's gonna drop down to a 3.5-game lead. We'll see. Maybe it drops down to a 3-game lead. Yeah, they got a 4-game lead on them now. It'll drop down to 3.5. It could probably still be 4, or maybe it'll go up to 3, depending on what the Pacers do tonight. But they'll be fine long term. They'll be fine. Oh, you didn't see it. They'll be fine long term. They'll be fine long term. They got a 4-game lead, 4-game cushion. And also the 4 to 6. I don't know why you guys keep thinking the Pistons are going to remain 6. They're literally tied with the Bucks for the 5 seed. This will all shake up. The 4 to 6 will shake up. 1 through 3 is pretty solid. The play-in is pretty solid in terms of who's going to be in the play-in. The 4 through 6, they're all separated by a game. So the Pacers are far more concerned about staying as the 4 seed to get home court advantage than they are about catching the 3 seed. It is 100 to 86. Gigi said, if there's anything positive about this crappy team losing, is that we won't have to deal with the inept coach. I mean, we'll see, brother. We'll see. I absolutely believe that Tom Thibodeau will be back as head coach next year. Nick Smith, the left wing 3, after Towns knocked down a tough layup. And on the other end, they're trading 3s for 2s. This game's over, y'all. This game's been over. Anunoby knocked down a 3 is the answer? That's what the commentator said. I can't see it because the the Gotham Sports app is going haywire right now. It's like in 144p. Kent Neal, anybody injured besides Brunson? Huck Porty's out with the torn meniscus. Mitchell Robinson is not cleared to play back-to-back games, so he's not playing tonight. Anunoby in the paint, pump fake, spins, steps through, gets hacked, no foul call. Ball got knocked out of his hands. He's upset, doesn't even pursue the ball. Kwame Robinson said, I can't believe the score. I can. And the beautiful ball move from the Hornets ends up with a wide open Mark Williams dunk. D. Grant said, if Tibbs is back as head coach, then that means the rookies will be sitting on the bench again. Maybe, but they won't be rookies anymore, so probably not. You know, that's kind of the deal with being a rookie. Under 4 to go, by the way. We're almost out of here, y'all. We're almost out of here. I know a lot of y'all probably have stopped watching the game and just maybe have the stream on. But Lord knows I'm gonna stop watching this and go to bed because this is frustrating. Jose Rodriguez said TJ Warren will help a lot scoring. Will he though? I mean, it's nice when you can score 12 points off the bench, but it's not nice when you give up, 25 because you can't guard anybody. This team is not a team that needs help scoring. I don't know why you guys care about the scoring so much. This team does not need help scoring. This team needs consistency. They need health, and they need to step up defensively, which they have been since Mitchell Robinson's been back. Just as his dad said John Calipari about to exit in the first round. Good. Good. I'm here for the John Calipari downfall. Keenar said, I think Tibbs would have sat rookie Larry Bird. Look, man, he played Emmanuel Quickley as a rookie. Does that count? Does that count? Played Emmanuel Quickley as a rookie. You have to be exceptional as a rookie in order to play for Tom Thibodeau. Carl said, there's something wrong if Hart isn't even trying. Promote Tibbs and get us a young coach with fresh ideas and plays. I'm there with you, Carl. I'm there with you. That's literally the exact thing I would do. The exact thing I would do this offseason. But Tom Thibodeau fancies himself as a head coach, and that's it. That's it. He does not want to do anything else. Kwame Robinson said, Knicks are currently the 4th best team in the NBA. By the end of this injury stretch, they'll be 8 or 9. That's a good point. Where would they be after, the end of this injury stretch and when guys come back? I mean, I'm not worried about it because come playoff time, they'll be healthy and they'll be ready to go. Brunson will be back. Robinson will be able to play every game in the playoffs because there's no back-to-backs in the playoffs. So I'm really not worried about it. It just sucks having to sit through nights like this. You know what I mean? D-Man, what's up, D-Man? For every good game OG has, he has 10 bad games. I wholeheartedly disagree with that. He's been fantastic this final stretch of the year. He's been fantastic. D-Man said, blaming the coach is weak. I'm sorry, big dog, but I got two eyes. I got two eyes. You know? And also, I completely disagree with his comment because absolving the coach of any blame is also super weak. There's a reason why head coaches exist. You know? If it were all because of the players, there would be no head coaches. Why would you need a head coach if everything could be solved by just the players playing better? You know? You need somebody to strategize and get your team together. Tom Thibodeau has not done a very good job of that this year. He's done a good job in previous seasons, right? Also, blaming the coach is not saying I put all 100% of the blame on the coach. That's silly. That's very silly. That's a very silly thought process as LaMelo launches a three and splashes it. Tom Thibodeau gets a large portion of the blame. Does he get all the blame? No. Knicks also playing like crap. Also putrid. Also some putrid performances. Carl said, OG is good and Tibbs is outdated. Yeah, it's been rough. Muscle Up. What's up, Muscle Up? D-Man said, the Suns changed head coaches multiple times in the last couple of seasons and still stink. That's because they got Kevin Durant on that team, big dog. Also, they have a horrendous roster construction. They got old-ass KD, who can't guard anybody anymore. LaMelo knocks down another one. They got Devin Booker with very little help around them. Their downfall is due to new owner syndrome. Omar said, City rookie Larry Bird is crazy. I mean, he was like 24 by the time he came into the league, wasn't he? He was old as hell. How much time do we have left in this game? 2 minutes. 2 minutes, y'all. Then we're out of here. Keenar said, I saw stuff on the sidewalk that looked like how the Knicks are playing. Justice's dad said, John Calipari might be available next year. Hell no. Come on, Justice's dad. Come on, big dog. Keep John Calipari as far away from an NBA franchise as possible. That man can't coach. You want to talk about outdated? That man is a good college coach because he's a fantastic recruiter. That is about it. Chi said, see, one thing I hate about Knicks fans is when they say, yeah, but who does this, who does that? Anything different is better than what we have now. Yeah, I mean, look, man, when things aren't going right, you switch it up. You try something else. You don't just trot out the same things time and time again and be like, maybe it'll work tonight. No, man, switch it up. Switch it up. Try something else. It's clearly not working. This clearly isn't a solution. So find a different solution. Justice's dad said he's a media darling, though. Yeah, man, he's a sweet talker. Have you ever watched an interview with John Calipari? He's incredibly charming. Incredibly charming. What is this score? Let me make sure my score is correct. 94-113. He's incredibly charming. Watching him coach is like, what is going on out there? Not a good coach. D. Grant said, I think Rick Pitino's finally turning into a very good coach. At 70, whatever he is. In his 70s, he's finally turning into a good coach. Justice's dad said, lost by 20 to the Hornets. Taj Gibson is in, guys. Taj Gibson. My goodness. My goodness. My man, Marjan Beauchamp with the rebound and put back. We don't have anything to root for. I mean, Kolek is in the game, but we're in the final stretch here. Oliver Garrett, what's up, Oliver? I feel like this team is not a team at all. I feel like we're a college basketball team. I mean, the only thing I'll caution people with is judging this team based off of March basketball when they're dealing with, an injury to a very important player. And they've had a very rough schedule. It's the only thing I'll caution against, right? This isn't who they are. Kolek pump fakes, driving it down, puts up the floater off glass, can't get it to go. Anton Watson with the rebound and put back. Let's just make sure we get our score correct before we sign off. And it is 98 to 115. D. Grant said, they're running on tired legs in this game where you need depth off the bench is missing. I mean, Tom Thibodeau didn't even try, though. He didn't even try, D. Grant. He didn't even try. He didn't even try to use depth tonight. He didn't even try. That's the most disappointing part. He didn't even try. Because if we go and look at it, 3 guys played. He went to an 8-man rotation tonight. 8-man rotation. You want to talk about depth? He went to an 8-man rotation. Instead of playing Kolek or PJ Tucker or DeLon Wright, hell, play Marjon Beauchamp, who's played on the Bucks the last couple of years. Or Anton Watson. I've never heard of him, but like trot him out there. Try something. Get some energy in there. Tell him, like, hey man, this is your opportunity. Vertified next game. Next game will be on Saturday. We play Washington. Play Washington on Saturday. 6 o'clock start time, I believe. Carl said, I think CP3 would make a great coach if he works on his communication and people skills, but his basketball IQ is crazy. Very true. Very true. C. Tyler, I appreciate you, C. Tyler. Gigi said, I don't care if they lose or not, but it bothers me the way they let the opposing players toy and mock them around, and they don't even care to send a message. This team is soft and heartless. It's a sentiment that's been flying around a lot about this team. I'm not going to push back on it at all. I mostly disagree with it, but I can't push back on it. I can't push back on it. I 100% obviously know where you're coming from. So, B. Grant said 8-man rotation after coming a loss to the Spurs that is sick. That's what I'm saying. But, we got people in the chat saying you can't blame the coach. You go to an 8-man rotation on the second night of a back-to-back where both games were on the road? Really? Really? And I know people will push back and be like, well, who did you want him to play? Marjon Beauchamp? It's like, yes. Yes, actually. Yes, like literally anybody. Literally just a body out there who's fresh and energized and ready to go. Because nobody else on the Knicks were fresh and energized and ready to go. So, but I'm not going to hold you guys up. That was a terrible basketball game. We watched it to the end because we're Knicks fans. That's what we do. We're sick human beings. We're sick human beings who just refuse to not watch Knicks games. So we watched the Knicks game all the way to the end. So we could say we did that. So I'll see you guys on Saturday when they take on the Wizards. I believe it's an awkward start time. I believe it's a 6 o'clock start time. Let's double check before we sign off. So we're all on the same page. 8 o'clock start time. My bad. Saturday, 8 o'clock start time. All right, that's actually better for me. So I'll see you guys on Saturday, 8 o'clock when we play the Wizards. Another lowly team that the Knicks should beat. Another lowly team that the Knicks should beat. Don't make it 3 in a row to terrible teams, Knicks. I just very much would appreciate that. So I appreciate y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me. Keenan said agree, Marjon, DeLon, Tyler, literally anybody. Literally anybody. Literally throw a fresh body out there. Keenan said this game had low T. Come on, big dog. I will not read the rest of your comment. Everton Fletcher, what's up, Ev? I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody for hanging out with me tonight during a despicable game. We got to talk about a whole lot of nothing, right? We just yapped the whole night. We didn't talk about anything important. We talked about possible fixes that Tom Thibodeau will never try. We talked about possible future head coaches. And we talked about possible reasons why the Knicks have been so bad and possible reasons why they lost these last 2 games. But I'll see you guys on Saturday for hopefully a win because we need it. Lord knows we need it. We need it. We need some positivity. We need to restore the vibe. So I appreciate y'all. Remember, get a good night's sleep. Brush your teeth before bed. Stay hydrated. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all on Saturday. Bye.